Yes,
That's a
it's
very
really
good
good.
thing.
Have you seen Dark?
No.
It's a
Oh, I know,
German.
bro. Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, I know. It's some
German
kind of
Shepherd.
horror series.
Except for
German.
the
And
Perfume is
Lucifer.
really good. Ooh,
Let me
that's
see.
one. I
Wait,
like
wait,
it.
wait.
There's
Or
Sherlock.
maybe just go with
There's
Stranger
Limitless.
Things,
Already
No.
seen
something
it.
like
They're
that.
all
Okay.
Already
there's
seen it.
The
all the
Witcher,
same.
have you seen The
Yeah,
Witcher?
yeah, yeah.
I
The
see.
Witcher.
Better Call
wanna watch
Saul, Breaking Bad.
Okay.
You could watch
Let me
Horse
see.
Girl.
Oof. Breaking Bad.
And
Horse Girl?
I watched
It's
C100.
rated R, and I don't know why.
Have you
There's
seen
only something
BoJack?
called Horse Girl on there.
What? Which one?
I'm not a horse girl.
BoJack.
You sure about that?
BoJack Horseman.
You definitely are.
You're
The
definitely a
Walking Dead.
horse
I
girl.
watched
You
for
say you're not one.
seasons and then just.
You know what's bad is that I used to be
Okay.
one.
Hell.
there's literally someone called Corona in the call.
Yeah, it's
now.
me, man.
Bruh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Bruh.
all gonna get a virus on our computers now.
No, it's just the beer.
Yeah.
Who is slurping?
Uh,
Who? Which person?
It's me.
I
It's me.
never
It's
thought
me.
I'd have to hear that.
It's
in this
me,
stream.
Mario.
Is
Yeah,
it,
good
I
thing
can't
one
tell
hit.
all the things went green at once.
Wait. Oh yeah. But like half of it is muted.
yeah.
Why go in a server and mute yourself?
That is
Because
the
they don't want
question.
to talk, they just want to listen.
What about the person who has nothing? He's deafened and muted.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Hey guys, I went live on
He says,
YouTube.
like,
I
I'm just
figured
gonna
it out.
sit here.
I figured it out. I'm building
and
the
take
Earth
up
in
some
Minecraft on
space.
YouTube.
What's the purpose?
What's the purpose of life?
There is none.
Philosophy.
Just let's just kill ourselves.
No!
No.
Don't kill yourselves.
That's some Albert.
That's a
kind
bad
of-
thing.
I'm
That's
just
so much to
kidding.
live for.
Like what? Tell me.
Bruh.
Tell me what is it? It's like, well,
Bruh.
you know, you can just live your greatest, your goodness.
What was that?
I embedded words.
Your goodness.
Yes. You can live for your goodness.
I have a question. Which type of music do we listen?
Trap.
Whatever
Rap.
sounds good.
Trap,
That
trap,
sounds-
trap.
No.
And any metal fans?
No.
Nah.
No, I don't
Whatever
know.
sounds good. If it sounds good, then sure.
don't
But if
really
it's like screaming at the top of their lungs,
No. I don't like that either. That's just bad.
Why?
it's Gucci Man.
Why? Just start crying. Why?
But why? Why?
Why?
Why are you running?
No.
I like
Yeah.
your
You
music
are gay.
too.
Why are you gay?
You
It's
are gay.
Lil
I'm
You
not
are
gay.
gay.
Do not say that.
You are gay.
It's Lil Why.
No.
I am gay.
You are,
Who says
you
I'm
are
gay? You are gay.
It's Lil
I
Why.
am gay.
You are gay.
You are
I
gay.
am gay.
Yeah,
Lil
yes.
Why.
I'm just gonna turn up some earrabs.
In the summer rain, and I read some visions in the next episode of Loa.
Here.
Alright.
No.
Oh no.
No.
Shit.
Just kidding.
pelotudo de mierda ahí embolado como un
Guys,
conchudo.
I'm live on YouTube.
What?
You wanna come
Oh
watch
yeah,
my YouTube
go
stream?
and I'll go. I see Wuto.
Where do we join?
Well, you can join by clicking on my profile and go into my YouTube channel, and you can find my stream on my channel.
Just
Well,
like
I'm too
look
lazy,
up
man. Just send the
Electro
link.
Creeper
Oh,
and you'll find it.
Who's doing the stream?
Humor
Electro
Dash is.
Creeper.
Ah,
Creeper.
Creeper.
The final countdown.
Weeper. Блядь.
Can't find
No.
it.
Oh my gosh.
I am the leader of this chat.
There's no
Oh my gosh. There really
no-
is someone named that in
I am at the top.
I'm trying to
Oh.
find out how to.
what is this? Hey, first stream on here. Yeah, hi. Prison break. What?
There's no
Hello.
creeper.
Bruh.
Bruh. Bruh.
Bruh.
Goodness.
Oh my god.
This scared me so
Flight for the meme.
Oh yes, there's a live stream. Let's go.
Mm.
Who wants the link to my
Electro
live stream?
Creeper is not here.
This is my jam, man.
What is this?
Oh, hot reservoir, you are my jelly.
That dick in my butt, I'm gone. He like I smell, come. That wrong. Yeah, he know what I want, it's good. I give him that dick, he would. You know I killed him, I should. Night, I'm giving a cock, he dead. Giving me head, he bed. As I said, like.
Bruh.
That was
Bruh.
weird.
Bruh.
Bruh. Bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Angry Bird.
Is it sad to only follow meme pages on Instagram?
Yes.
Bruh. Is it bad to not even have Instagram?
Give me your
Bruh.
Instagram.
I have no Instagram.
You don't need it.
I wish I had it
Why don't you have Instagram?
because I'm not allowed to with my family. They think
Whoa.
it crazy for me, and I'll go and strange. As I am
What are you
here
doing right
talking
now?
to strangers.
Talking to strangers.
I'm talking to people from around the world.
Yeah,
love
those are
that for you.
strangers.
I think
Straight up
either that or you guys are all from America, and then you're
Vibe
not from around the
check.
world.
Ay.
No.
Well, I mean, Corona's been everywhere, so you know.
Yeah.
I'm not worried.
Like you cut. Like you cut, G.
Your voice chat.
Mark Zuckerberg, when he realizes he bought Instagram for $1 billion, but it's free on the App Store.
It's free on the App Store. That's a
I'm
good joke right there.
debating
Yes,
on
we hear you
whether
knocking.
I
Who's
should
there? Come in.
actually do
He
Minecraft
made a
or not.
funny, guys. He made a
Come in.
funny.
Do you know
Welcome
Mike?
to the chat.
Do you guys know Mike?
I
Yes,
have
we
my
do.
Mike Oxlam.
Yes.
Yeah, we
my
know.
best friend.
And Jenny?
Yeah, we know.
Back
her.
off. Do you know this meme?
Yeah.
Wait.
Get the hell away from me now.
Get the hell away.
Dude, back off.
Back off. Dude, back off.
The
The
simple
Electro Creeper Man left. Why he leave?
Ahaha.
Oh man.
Ahaha.
Ahaha. Don't be shy. Put some more.
Don't be
Here.
shy. Put some more.
Here.
Don't
Don't
be
be
shy.
shy.
Don't be shy. Put some more. Don't be shy. Put some more. Don't be shy. Put some more.
Put some more.
Don't be shy. Put some more.
Aha.
Yeah. Don't be shy. Put some more.
Is it possible to send photos? Oh yeah.
Sir, I renounce it. You should not be shy, but you should definitely put some more on the table.
I'm dying. Wow. I didn't realize it when I talked.
Oh boy.
Sometimes I
Big
mentally
boy.
cringe at my own.
Go to
moment.
general chat. I'm gonna put some memes there.
No.
Do it, man.
Do it on off topic.
Oh
Off
yeah, do
topic.
it there.
Where? Oh yeah. Okay.
The
Literally
public
off topic.
interaction.
Yeah.
Gosh.
There's literally someone here named Bruh.
Bruh.
Start doing that again.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh. Bruh moment.
Bro, memento.
Okay,
How about
I
that?
made it so that you can add pictures.
Bro, momento.
Bro, the memento. Bro, the memento. Memento.
You can add your memes now on off topic.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm logging in.
Fotabasan. Wakarimasen. Itadakimasu.
Now I understand why you're building in Missouri. Because you're
Because there's
I
nothing
am
there.
from Missouri.
Do I have to download all these? Holy shit.
Yes, you do.
I am somebody who lives in the
Reddit too.
middle of nowhere.
Oh, who lives in a
pineapple
Who lives
under the
in a
tree.
Who
pineapple
lives in
under
a
the
croissant
I
in the
said under the tree.
bakery?
What am I doing?
Who
Who
lives in a
lives in a
croissant in
pineapple
the
under the
bakery?
tree?
Who listened to pineapple under the pineapple under the pineapple?
Under the pineapple,
John
under the pineapple.
Cena.
Where am
Sorry.
I? The ICU.
Corona burp.
My face
Yeah.
when the fucking world download shit recognizing a building as a fucking mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay, cool.
Like you're kidding me, right?
Yeah. Okay,
I-
I have to leave because I apparently have to go walk down my stinking 5 mile driveway, which isn't actually 5 miles, feels like it. But anyway, I have to go. Maybe I'll be back some other. No
Okay,
idea.
bye.
So like, what the fuck do I do? Do I have to fucking destroy this place? Come on in.
Do you know this?
Did you go?
Bro, tonight's your lucky night, bro. Just hop in, bro.
Ooh.
Just hop in, bro.
Just hop in, bro.
Just fuck
do
my
it.
ass, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just fuck it real good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Getting kind of gay in here. You know what I'm saying?
What's up?
ha ha.
Huh?
Ooh.
Huh?
Plunge.
Huh? Someone said my name.
Gay man.
Sick boy.
Muted.
Who are we muting, guys? Let's
I don't know.
let's hop on the
No,
hop on tilted mute towers. Mhm.
no, just people are leaving and joining.
Yeah, I hate that too. You know.
What happens
I fucking hate the fact that this thing recognizes thing as a building.
Funny sounds, bruh.
It disturbs me.
What
What's the song
disturbs you?
called actually? What's the no.
This one.
I think it goes na 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 na.
Yeah, what's the song? What's that?
I think
It's
the
called
na 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 song.
it's called copyright free music and just literally the first.
What's the song name?
Okay, go.
I
How
don't
does it
know.
go again?
No.
Yeah, here. Just ask Google.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the song called?
It's the video of the 5 black men
Dude, what the?
What?
with a coffin.
Do you hear that?
Really be do a
What?
5-head moment.
Did you see how slow you're speaking?
Who? No one's saying.
Does anyone know the name of this song?
What
Probably
fucking
No.
not.
song?
Oh.
How to touch the water twice the same? Water twice.
Like, you need to go in depth. Depth?
Death.
Like, how does
Do you will recognize this guy, right? When I let me have a look.
Humor.
Yeah, what's up?
Check your DM.
Oh shit! Ah, damn that goddamn vocal cords, my name. Windpad.
Who knows Beetlejuice? Beetle.
I was busy thinking
about monsters.
Holy crap, my stomach feels upset.
Dude, me too. I'm feeling kind of motion sick from this voice chat.
Same. Check DM one last time.
Uh-huh. On it.
See that?
See that?
Alright, let's go.
That's my mark.
Yo, what's up?
Fucking hell, dude. He got me tired.
Dude, I know. It's like we be out here trying to make the world a better place, and then all of a sudden we have to like deal with the as the Germans would put, the shite.
Oh, dude, I hate this. A building is supposed to be right here, but it recognizes it as a fucking mountain.
Dude, most of my town that's not in this general area that's on my stream is like it doesn't have any building layouts, including like bigger buildings like a Food Lion or like a grocery store or like a gas station.
And
But
like,
like
there's
the
moments
parking lots
right
are there.
here where the. Oh, actually, I think I can work with this. Here.
Like the parking
Like,
lots are there.
what the fuck do I do with this? This is supposed to be a fucking building, but it recognizes it as a.
What the hell? What is that?
It's supposed to be a fucking shopping center.
How do shopping centers look like that? I just
With roads going through it.
I know that looks weird.
And now it makes me think like, wow.
You could just take World Edit and then cut the whole thing flat. You know? And then you could like.
But then it'll, dude, cause look. It goes all.
Is that supposed to be a building though? Or is that a highway?
This mountain?
No, the big freaking road right there. Yeah.
Here, let me check.
That's supposed to be a mountain or something.
It's,
Or, I mean, or a building.
It's supposed to be like a street. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Wait a minute. Wait. And then behind this, over here, all of this right here is supposed to be train tracks.
Interesting. No, train tracks usually don't spawn on.
Well, I know, but like, it recognizes. Oh god.
At least my town like spawned incorrectly. At least.
Lucky.
I just gotta find out on some of these buildings that like houses and stuff don't exist. But dude, that looks weird.
Well, looks like I might move cities.
You could use MC Edit and like go into the world and then use MC Edit from like a larger perspective and then do that. But
I will move to. Oh, my stomach actually feels upset. I don't know why.
Did you eat anything funny lately?
I ate nothing.
So you might just be hungry.
Probably.
Dude, I always sometimes I feel sick and it's just because I'm not eating and I'm not drinking water. Yeah. I'm not drinking enough liquids in myself, so that'll just feel like shit. So I just regularly just go eat like a grilled cheese sandwich or something.
An area which should be an airport, but it's loading.
I hope this airport looks good. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Uh-huh.
Then it should be water over here. Wait.
Oh, that should be water?
This is scaring me.
Is this Miami Airport?
No.
What is this?
Kansai International.
Uh-huh.
You're kidding me, right?
Is that supposed to be water?
Yeah.
That sucks. Now you can just fill it in with water layer by layer, but
fucking hell, dude. Or okay, let's see. You're kidding me. Right?
it's probably because the water was probably brown and murky and had like tons and tons of dirt in it, so it just spawned as dirt.
No, I think I'm still in the airport. Oh, here it is.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
Okay. Wait. Holy fuck, Japan is really messed up.
That sucks.
What? Like, oh. It was bad. I have to find a different place in Japan now.
Gotta build a completely it's just not workable, We'd have to do everything by scratch, or you might be able to do it if you got like more people to help you. If we like made a server, a Japan server, and we just got like probably like 6 or 7 people to work on it in the server, we could probably like get you the help you needed to make terraform the islands and stuff.
Here, wait. I'm teleporting right in front of a temple, or the Imperial Palace, I should say, in Tokyo.
Do you live in this area?
No.
You just wanted to build this part of the world?
Yeah.
If you want to help me, you could join North Carolina team, and we got like 8 people working on North Carolina currently. You could help me build Cramerton, Lowell, Gastonia, Belmont, Charlotte. You help me build those places.
Okay, so I'm right in front of the legendary Imperial Palace. Gosh.
Dude, imagine building the Imperial Palace.
Wait, did I even teleport to the right place? Yeah, I should have. I don't know how China looks.
Is this supposed to be the Great Wall of China?
No. Dude, should I teleport to it?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
We're doing some geography right now.
Where's
Straight up with
it
some
goes?
geography.
Where the fuck is the Great Wall of China? I know it's in China, but it's between Mongolia, right? Or no?
I don't really
China?
know. I'm not too sure where the Great Wall of China is.
Okay, let me look this up. Great.
I know the beaches of Normandy didn't go in correctly. I did teleport to one of the beaches in Normandy. That didn't go too well. It's all like swampland.
Okay, I see the Great Wall. I'm gonna teleport. Bum, 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 bum. I'm loving it. Okay, I'm teleporting to the Great Wall.
Here we go.
Loading. Any moment now.
I can visibly see the lag in the atmosphere on the void.
Yeah. Oh. This is supposed to be one of the things on the wall.
Really?
Look at this.
I can barely see it. The film is so grainy. But yeah, I kind of see it.
Here, let me see this real quick on the map. Damn. Okay. I wonder what happens if I followed it. Oh, wow,
Dude, it's
this is
so
actually
like pixelated and stuff.
yeah. This is actually really cool. Whoever's building the Great Wall is gonna have fun, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because it looks pretty damn accurate.
I would use MC Edit to build the wall.
We need to build a wall.
We need to build a wall. We need to keep out the people
Of Mexico.
of Mexico from getting into Texas, taking it back. You take a step back, build the wall.
I'm gonna go to the Reddit thing so I can see if there's any groups for this thing.
I'm going to work building.
Very useful image right here.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you earlier. Is this image. Very helpful. So not every building spawns like this and is shaped like this in general. So I never really use this. I usually just go off of eye and yes, some of the buildings don't look exactly straight, but like they do look better in some instances. Now for skyscrapers, I would definitely like be like interested in keeping them straight and using this for skyscrapers, but for like just general purpose like small buildings, I probably wouldn't use this graph as much. It's because like I've already acclimated myself to being a lot more reliable just going off of memory than off of a grid.
I wonder how Auschwitz looks like in here.
Someone should build Auschwitz. Like that's an historical landmark. It should be definitely in like it exists, and you know I think it's someone who's respectful and respects it should like you know build it. But someone's gonna put like if anybody's just gonna put up like Nazi flags and stuff, like definitely like that's not what we're looking for. Definitely.
Yeah.
But if you want to teleport to Cramerton and help me build some of the buildings,
are you on the server?
What server?
Is there like, do you have your own server for your specific group or not?
I'm sure someone in the North Carolina ones have a server. I can invite you to all of them.
Nah.
There's an East Coast one. There's a Build the Earth North Carolina, and there's Build America in Minecraft, and then there's Build the Earth. I can ask if they have a server.
No, I'm good right now.
Because we could always use more help. Wow, someone built the Duke Energy Center in Minecraft. That actually looks so freaking good.
Where's this?
I'll just invite you to the server. Someone actually built it. It looks so freaking good. So freaking good.
Builder, North Carolina. Oh, the Duke Energy Center looks sick.
Yeah.
See, he's lucky because like his whole thing's like almost practically flat.
And then like I have built Cramerton of everything that I could build on. This is what I've got. If you look at my stream on YouTube.
Oh my. That's sick.
I've built all that. I even put like the parking lines and stuff. I have to do a couple parking lots, but I've got like it down to the fine details pretty much. You ever been to Cramerton?
Dude, I'm not from North Carolina.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
I like how you just assume though.
Oh no, I just assumed, yeah. But got like the dumpsters. This is how you bank dumpsters.
Are you showing me anything or what?
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Oh, you're showing on YouTube?
Yeah. If you can click on my name and then like go to my profile.
Yeah, I'll do it right now. Humor Dash Airsoft or Cake Daily?
Humor Dash. Cake Daily is my my alter ego. We don't talk about the dark times.
My left ear really loves your voice.
Where are you finding these harsh words from?
YouTube's audio.
Why does YouTube's audio always get that wrong? Like, I don't... Is it because I'm not speaking directly into it like this? I wonder.
I don't know. No, I honestly don't know.
I am speaking into the left side of the microphone when it's like up next to my mouth because it's like at an angle. A lot of people have complained that recently in my videos oh, my left ear is being raped by your intensely nice ASMR microphone. And then every time I say it says thank you, that's a compliment. And then when I'm really in reality, I should probably not say that and I should probably do something about it. But I don't have the money to do that because I just have this one arm in my room, and if I lift it up, it goes up. But if I lift it down, it's on the left side of my body. So there's really no fixing it. I could have gotten a microphone stand, but then it would have no adjustability whatsoever.
Damn. What time is my meeting at? 2:40.
What kind of meeting?
Online class meeting.
Dude, can I come raid it with some friends?
It's a phone call.
Damn. Old school,
But
I see.
one of these days, I'll give it to you. All right.
Ah, yes, we should definitely get some friends on it. Don't release it on stream. This is gonna be a VOD.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. It's a good idea not to do that because a lot of my subscribers might actually go ahead and look at the video. And then they'll be like, woo, phone number, yeah, yo. I like calling on phone number.
No, they're on Zoom. You know what Zoom is?
Dude, I've heard a lot of people are using Zoom, and I heard a lot of people are also using Discord.
Dude, I just want someone to fucking leak their school's Discord.
Dude, I want someone to leak their school's Discord and then, like, give me a name of someone who got, like, of a brother or sister or something like that, and then, like, there'll be a double. Double time.
Damn, okay, I have to look for like a good spot in this world. Okay, let's see.
Might just build an interior in one of these houses. That's just not something scary to look at. I'm quite afraid.
I'm curious to see how San Francisco looks like here. Okay, go right there.
Extermination mod. Just gas all the chickens in your house that you don't want to like manually click on to get rid of. And I say click on, I don't even mean kill. That shows you how much of a psychopath that sentence actually sounds like.
Okay, I teleported, and this should be where the
You ever just click on an animal just hope in hopes that it will just be gone?
Oh no.
What?
Don't tell me the Golden Gate is...
Golden Gate is a road, isn't it?
I'm looking, and it's scaring me.
Oh, I need to see this. Go live? Go live? Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh
This is
no.
where the Golden Gate should start, right here, and it should go the way, because look, it shows the road right here, right?
Uh-huh.
You see it?
Yeah. I see that.
Oh no.
It's all underwater. I mean, at least it's not a giant hill, right?
And then this is where that one thing is.
The little tiny little island it stands up on, yeah.
Yep. And then over here should
A little
we
bit
should
of world
get to
edit wouldn't
Marin
hurt.
County soon.
Actually, this shouldn't be a hard thing to build. All you have to do is do diagonal of world edit a lot. Just like manually world edit lines to go across. That's not that hard.
Wow, this is gonna be
That'll just take a couple hours just to make the road, and then you gotta like build the bridge.
The bridge is gonna be long because like I'm still supposed to be on the bridge.
So someone should get you should get with a team who's working on San Francisco. I heard there's a lot of people working on that. And
yeah, I already saw their group.
I did not know the San Francisco Bay was so freaking deep.
God, look at this. This is where it ends. This is where you get to Marin.
And then there's just a big pile of lava right there.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
And this is where... Okay, I know where this is.
Is there an actual mountain there that it just like goes around?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Did not know that. I didn't know there was
Over
also
here, there's,
an
like, a
active
weird fucking
volcano
garage thing,
there
but
as
right
well.
Here, over here, there should be like a big... Not a big thing, but like a lookout. But I guess...
Also, there should probably be like a ticket booth as well.
Oh yeah.
Like where you like get your fare and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know there's a giant road that goes up inside the mountain. What?
This mountain's supposed to go all the way over here. All of this should be a big mountain.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I mean, there probably is. That's an actual bay area, because if you know 1 meter is equal to 1 foot is like half a body in Minecraft. So like, you know, there's probably this is just a little beach area that's underneath the bridge.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm looking right at it.
Yeah, because like there's actually a little lip underneath there.
Yep, I just saw it. So if I keep going over here, I should soon reach that little lookout area. Wow.
It's like I'm looking at a mosaic. That's how pixelated it is. What's that little toolbar thing you have?
Where?
When you pull up a little menu, it's a little round table. What mod is that?
Alt. Just press Alt.
Oh, just press Alt. Is it already in the mod pack?
Yeah.
What does it do?
Huh?
What does it do?
It allows you to build like diagonally if you want.
Oh, cool.
Here, I'll do it real quick. Like if you want to make a diagonal line, pull a block out, and then click, and then boom.
Awesome. Seems a little buggy.
It is.
Uh-oh.
Look at that.
Interesting.
I'm still trying to find the oh, my phone vibrated. Oh. Holy wow. What is this? Oh wow. So I'm all the way over here. Or else I'm already in the group chat with the San Francisco thing.
I'm gonna go ahead and join the EU voice chat.
Alright.
Very quiet in here.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it is very quiet.
Yeah, alt doesn't actually do anything for me. Apparently I don't have that mod.
Probably not.
What mod is it called?
I honestly. Oh, effortless building?
Effortless building, okay. I'll check that out. I've been building everything manually.
What?
I think someone just lagged out and you could verbally hear them lagging out.
Yeah, you heard it too.
Someone hear me?
I wish I couldn't.
People?
No.
Oh fuck, here it is again.
Only one person's working on San Francisco?
That's sad. We need people working on hippie land.
We generally need much more people.
Hello?
No.
Are you guys actually
No
playing
hello.
Minecraft
No,
right
no,
now?
please no. Please no hellos. Traumatizing me, sir.
Oh, Christian,
Alright,
Christian,
I'm gonna
hello,
go. I'll
man.
see you guys later.
No,
Okay.
man. I hope
I'll
that
hit you up later, Humor. I added you.
Granny
nice.
the Deaf
Hello?
won't interfere.
Hello?
I'll add you back.
Hello?
Anymore.
My friend. Setting.
Dacă blochezi pe cineva, o să mai poți să-l auzi.
I wish I knew what that meant.
Privyet, comrade. Privyet. It's quite convenient because I'm actually trying to build Chernobyl right now, but I'm still trying to figure out the dimensions of this.
Where are you from, man?
He's from Britain, probably.
UK, innit?
Yeah.
Set. Okay.
Damn, I love Britain, you know?
Thing will not be tolerated. Is working on anything?
I'm working on
I'm
building a
working on
city.
piano.
People talking at once. Okay, sounds good.
Who's gonna build North Korea?
You are so quiet. It's almost like you're like speaking through the wall.
It's me.
Not you.
Who's gonna build North
Okay, cool.
Korea?
Nobody.
Probably
Why?
nobody's gonna build North Korea because to actually get an image of North Korea, you have to be able to get into the country. and then get out.
Be down to build
Exit
North
alive.
Korea. That's such a shout.
We need Kim Jong Un.
I'd like to build North Korea.
We can
Why
use
don't we
Google
just
Maps.
start with South Korea and then work our way over there?
Just gonna
Okay.
build Chernobyl, to be fair, but
We need more people working on Japan actually in that area, because there's like part of the land actually needs to be terraformed in Japan.
yeah, my mate, he watches a lot of he watches a lot of One Punch Man, so
He knows
he
a little
should be
bit
down
about
to build.
He knows a lot about Japan. You know, Initial D. You know, Toyota AE 86. You know what I'm saying? Supra. Toyota.
So what if we got PewDiePie to do this? He'd be down to build Japan.
He's not.
If PewDiePie hopped on this challenge for Minecraft, he'd build Japan.
PewDiePie hops on the challenge, or any big YouTuber hops on a challenge. Say goodbye for me, or any small content creator getting any content off of this.
We spitting facts there, bro. Let's keep this for the elites only.
Yeah, right.
Dude.
I'm also live on YouTube right now. If you guys want to come watch my stream, I'm actually building right now.
You're not allowed to make advertisement on this server.
I can verbally say stuff, but I can't like
We'll pretend
send out
that you
links
didn't
and
get
stuff.
heard.
It's the same thing.
Advertising will not be tolerated.
This cake daily, right?
For,
Like policemen.
You know, I don't understand the point of like, you know, the streamer kind of scene where like, you know, people who actually want to like spread the word about this can't do it through video.
Yo, dude, I'm
As
watching
if
the
they're
stream
on
right
the
now.
server. Like, oh, spread the joy. We want everybody to know about it. But you know, the mostly like what people really like is they want to see it being built, not in secret. Because right now it just sounds like it's in secret.
So your channel is Humor Dash?
Yeah.
It's
I'm
not in
watching the stream
secret.
right
It's just that it's been only 2 weeks, and there's lots of stuff to do, and it's going to need some time until it really, because I think they also changed the map actually, and lots of stuff is happening, and it's complicated.
You guys who are actually watching right now, this is what I've built so far.
Oh,
You working on?
I've built all this so far.
What are you building? What city
Cramerton,
or whatever?
Cramerton, North Carolina, in the USA. Small town.
Damn, boys. What
You
do
got
you
the
think of
coffee
land
shop, you got
selling?
the church, you got the house. Yeah, this place is awesome. It's the fire station. Got the bathrooms, the bridge that goes to a park that I haven't built yet because it's covered by trees, but really shouldn't. Got the fishing dock. You got all the shops and stuff that I never go in at all. You got the police station. You got the Baptist church that is not complete yet.
Nice.
You got the tiny little road that goes underneath a hill, where the train tracks are at. I have not built the train tracks yet.
To find out how tall the Chernobyl nuclear reactor was.
I'm sorry for my behavior previously. I was fighting demons. I won't repeat my behavior again.
Fighting demons inside my head as well.
Dude, you're crazy.
Man.
Fucking Gaga, you know? I don't understand this.
Oh, here we are.
Oh, he's biased or something.
And I'm out here, you know.
No, again.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, they went to the other voice chat. I apologize.
What do you have to apologize for? I haven't heard anything.
No, I roasted a guy who told me to shut up, and he muted me or something.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I didn't hear
You
you.
guys keep talking about your friend Gaga. I don't know who it is.
It's Lady Gaga.
I
You
hate
never
it.
heard of Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga, isn't she like in her 50s
Lady
right
Gaga
now?
is an icon.
Isn't Lady Gaga in her 50s right now?
Yeah, she's getting old.
Yeah.
Her ovaries are getting dry.
Okay then.
Who agrees that Chris Pratt could be the next Indiana Jones?
I do.
Wait,
got the
Chris Pratt?
look.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a
Well,
really good young Indiana Jones.
yeah, that's cool. You know, he'd be really good for the role.
Yeah, cause like he's
too,
got the
yeah.
charisma of like Indiana Jones, so like that would actually make a lot of sense.
Isn't Indiana Jones serious? I mean, he doesn't joke.
It's
No, it's a movie.
It's a bunch
It's
of movies. It's a series of movies.
Bunch of movies, yes.
Oh, see.
I
You know,
highly
like
recommend
Harry
watching
Potter.
them. They're
You
really
know Harry
nice
Potter.
films.
Everyone is gay in Harry Potter.
Yeah, apparently Hermione was black as well. Did you hear about that? It's like
I know.
JK
know,
Rowling
right?
posted on Twitter, I never said Hermione was white, and then someone went and found a line that said Hermione's white
Exactly.
face.
Exactly.
Like, fuck off,
And,
JK
and
Rowling, we don't care.
and you know the Dumbledore is he's a yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, even when I was like 10 and I was reading the books, I thought he was gay anyway, right? He's 150 or something, he hasn't got a wife, yeah, and he's friends with, that guy, Nicholas Flamel or something.
You know.
Yeah, sure, mate.
You know, I thought
I
he
read
was,
the first few chapters and thought that the
no.
kid that was like Harry Potter, thought like, well, this is fucked, and then I stopped reading. I literally just stopped reading it.
I thought you know the Dumbledore was smashing the professor that turns into a cat.
Yeah,
Yes.
McGonagall.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even know I had people in the chat. I didn't think there would be anybody chatting. What am I building? I'm building Cramerton.
ريت محلي socializing man.
Standard Minecraft socializing, you know how it works.
I don't play Minecraft because I don't have Minecraft.
My guy, you're on a Minecraft Discord.
I know. I'm still. I entered the server, then I'm still managing how to achieve getting Minecraft. You know, that's another step.
This man crazy, man.
Guys, the next step to Minecraft evolution is getting Minecraft.
Yeah.
Word. Big facts.
Because I cannot buy it here, so I have to pirate it, but it's not allowed to.
Dude,
use
just get a VPN.
Minecraft, so.
Yeah, we don't pirate games. No, it's not about the VPN.
So I get a VPN and then I do what?
You get a VPN, set it to United States, and then buy the game. Set it to the United States and buy the game that you want to buy that you can't get normally in your country. As simple as that.
But we don't have PayPal in here.
There's also free VPNs that you can be the gateway to getting a paid VPN.
Free VPN on your phone, you can get XVPN. Recommend that.
I'm using NordVPN 3 days a week, you know.
You can use Tunnel Bear, it's free.
Yeah, use Tunnel Bear. It's a Chrome extension.
And get a 10% off a 3-year plan. That's a great deal.
That's a great deal.
This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Anyone?
Question: has Minecraft ever sponsored a video, or are they just too big? They just don't need to.
I know
Ford
sponsored a guy to make a hover bike.
You don't need.
Who doesn't know what Minecraft is?
After this.
اجا لحظة الافريكا فويسات انا احكي لك حكاية وبعد نرجع.
Me too. I don't know what you said, but me too.
What the fuck did you say, bro?
About Minecraft sponsoring. Hey, after this, they're gonna.
Mac.
When Hytale releases, I think yeah, they're gonna.
Nah, I don't think Hytale is gonna be as big as it's really hyped up to be. It's gonna be big for like maybe a year or two, but then like everybody will just go back to Minecraft.
Y'all play Skyrim? Elder Scrolls?
I never really
Yeah,
got
like
into the
5 years
game.
ago. 5 years ago, I did play that.
Hey, it's still an active game if you're into modding.
It is, yeah.
I mean, bro, every game gets boring. Bro, like Minecraft though, it gets boring.
Yeah. I only
Oh,
played
me.
Minecraft
Like
Pocket
a new
Edition
project. I don't think I'm gonna be getting
because
bored
it
anytime
is
soon.
free.
Get onto this project and find out the size of what I'm building, then yeah.
Thinking of doing the same project but on Roblox.
Yes.
That would work, wouldn't it? God damn.
You know,
No, man.
Kazakhstan, Thanos. Y'all know Kazakhstan? Can y'all pronounce the letter? So can you say the word a word with a? Okay, say khra.
That's nice.
Khra, khra.
Khra, like that.
Hey.
Hey.
Khra.
You're nice boy. You know, in Germany we say Hurensohn.
You say
Where?
what?
In Germany, we say Hurensohn to nice people.
Hurensohn.
Yeah, German is such a stupid language. Ich hasse Deutsch.
Ich bin eine Frau.
Yeah, you know, Meher studies. Meher studies German.
Yeah, I am a
in
woman.
high school, but he never he never enters the class.
Bruh.
Ain't that right?
Deutsche Sprache, schwere Sprache.
Ich bin eine Schlampe.
Bruh.
Isn't that a good
It's
sentence?
called Ich bin eine Schlampe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not notice that.
Ey, kannst du Deutsch reden?
Seit wann wer Deutsch reden kann?
Also kannst du Deutsch reden?
Nein, ich kann kein Deutsch.
So back to our main point. Can you say khra?
Khra.
That's that a boy. It means poop in Arabic, you know.
Come on, man, that's disrespectful.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum
Hey,
assalam.
That's haram.
No way.
You know, y'all should read some Arabic literature. I study Arabic literature, and there is a story about a guy who's greedy. So he had perfume on his lips, and he didn't want to lose any of the perfume, but his lips were, itching him. So he scratched his lips from the inside, so he doesn't lose any of the perfume.
Bruh.
Yeah,
Fuck
and
this game.
See if it works.
Same thing.
You
with
probably
Windows
think
too,
you are better now. Better now.
Oh, it's terrible. You know what? We're gonna try it, even though this game is not good. Let's make it work. Oh wait, I have to check my phone calls.
I'm live on YouTube building
No.
Minecraft to
Drugs.
scale in Minecraft. I'm building like the world to scale in Minecraft.
Yo, why you doing drugs?
Right now I'm building a city. It's called Cramerton
Oh, he
NC.
said the M word.
Oh, this is terrible. This game. Oh, wait, no.
I'm gonna tell my mom.
I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna actually make this game playable. Oh, it's not.
Me? I hear you, man. Yes. I hear you.
Oh, boss. Anyone down for a game of Minecraft today, Bread Squad?
Can you hear me? Hello,
I
guys.
can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello, Holmes. Hello, Holmes.
Hello,
My name is
hello.
Carlos, my friend.
Hello, my name is
Is
Pablo Escobar. I pay
Is it
€5
better
for
now?
I can't be going into any more chats. I literally just cannot. I cannot watch. I cannot. I can't be in any discords and be like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and we'll go join a random chat and just hear them listening. No, it's harder than that. We gotta like have to be in there and we have to like listen to people saying, oh, N-word, another language, oh, N-word, but this time English, oh, N-word, funny word, funny haha, yeah, we're just gonna listen to Spotify. I'm gonna pull up a podcast, and we're just gonna listen to a podcast, cause why not? Like seriously, it is so hard to just like have a peaceful conversation with someone over something like that. Can't do it. We're just gonna listen to the Misfits podcast. We're gonna listen to the new episode. Actually, it's no longer new. I've already listened to it apparently. And yo, what about the official podcast? Actually, there's
You want to take this one, Jackson? Yeah. Hello, everyone at home. This is Jackson from the official podcast. We have Charlie and Kaya here today, as well as Bruce Green.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh man, it's going so good. I am so glad to talk to you guys. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been a real long time.
Yeah, it's been a really long time. I've been keeping up with Charlie for a long time on Twitch. So.
Oh, thank you, man. How's your transition been over to that cesspool?
Ironically, it's funny you say that because Twitch has been nothing but nice compared to the YouTube comments. So
Yeah.
it's been.
I say it
great.
lovingly.
Yeah, no, I mean honestly, Twitch has like been, and I have a relatively small community compared to yours, but honestly, it's people are so cool and it's so great because you're basically talking one on one to a human being versus reading anonymous comments that some asshole
faceless
left.
YouTube comments.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
Do you think it's
mostly
because
antagonistic?
So the comments on Twitch are real time, right? They leave them and it's basically like a chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think maybe an aspect why they're nicer is that people don't expect to get upvoted? They're not trying to dunk on you as opposed on YouTube where they leave a comment and it's there permanently for people to upvote, so they just try to get a jab in basically just to collect upvotes?
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, absolutely. Like I always thought it was just a one-to-one. So like if somebody leaves a comment, you can read it and then comment back to them and be like, why the fuck did you say that? And then everyone else in chat goes, yeah, what happened, dude? Like, why are you so angry? And then you can actually have a conversation versus YouTube where you can't. But yeah, the upvotes, 100%. I don't know. What do you think, Charlie?
I was thinking the same thing. On Twitch,
the mask kind of comes off a little bit. Yeah, you can hide behind like a stupid, goofy screen name, but if you're getting dunked on by the streamer or the chat, like you're gonna feel it. Whereas with a YouTube comment, I mean, you'll never know. You don't have to go back to it. But on Twitch, you're there and you're hearing it and you're seeing it right in front of you in real time. So it takes away that air of like, well, I guess not anonymity to an extent, but that air of like invincibility. Because man, you're getting fucking slapped around.
Yeah, and then people even feel that invincibility on Twitter too, which I've noticed a lot recently. Especially like Twitter's just a garbage platform. People are just so angry on there all the time, and it's the same deal. I don't know why people feel like they can be anonymous on Twitter, because usually there's like, I guess, like a profile photo or whatever that's linked to them, but maybe not. I don't know.
It's usually the most antagonistic ones on Twitter are people with like anime profile pictures and stuff. There's no kind of identity associated with them.
No,
really?
But yeah, well, I don't disagree with that necessarily, but I do think that some of the most toxic ones are the ones with a verified identity with the blue check mark. Usually with their faces out there with the same profile they would use on LinkedIn, just putting out these hateful fucking comments. They're just as bad, I think. I don't know, I feel like Twitter in general is just such a shit heap.
It's the worst. Yeah. It's the worst,
especially
man. Now. Yeah, the transition to Twitch has been so refreshing.
That's
good to hear. Yeah, it's definitely good.
Yeah.
We've last talked to you like over 2 years ago, right? I'm not sure which episode number it was, but must have been over 100 episodes
like
ago.
16. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have just started.
Yeah, it was a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's been going on?
You'd be shocked.
3 years of catching up to do.
Yeah.
Well,
did we talk about pedophiles back then? We still do that.
Oh, I'm sure we did. I'm sure we talked about pedophiles then.
We've not changed a lot. We've been very consistently uploading every week, right? We've never had a rerun. I'm very proud of that fact. We've never had a rerun. We've been pretty much consistently been pumping out bonuses too. Good for us.
Man, that's great. I think at this point you guys know that that's the way it works on the internet, unfortunately, is that you never get to take a break, and then when you do take a break, 10 other people take your place.
Yeah, especially on streaming, Bruce. Yeah, you better never stop. You stop for a day and you're done.
Dude, it is that's insane. That's actually the worst part of Twitch is the.
Do you feel the pressure more so than YouTube, or is it a bit more easygoing?
I think it's funny when Charlie,
because with YouTube you were working kind of like a different, a more intense job, I would say, with like Funhouse and Rooster Teeth. So I can't imagine they're all too different.
It's they're not. It's sort of the same pressure, but and Charlie knows. Charlie was there. It's the pressure there is different because it's like it comes from a company. So it comes from a large company that owns your brand, and like obviously you're doing, you want to do good work for the people that watch you, but there's a certain pressure there when you're building a business and doing that stuff. But then if it's just you, it's totally different. It is a completely different thing, because then it's all self-imposed pressure.
Liberating, yeah.
It is. It honestly really is. So now like I'm streaming 7 days a week. I don't know how much, Charlie. I don't know how much you're streaming.
Same. Yeah, same.
Yeah. I mean, but
more
like
than that, really.
And like I'm streaming, 7 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that's a lot. Like I work way more than I did at Funhouse, but it's for me. It's just personally for me versus, whereas before, if it was Rooster Teeth, they're owned by AT&T, and then AT&T would take their piece, and like the business that we were building there, they could do whatever they wanted with it. And now that's not the case. So it's really nice.
So you were like a smaller cog in just a giant machine.
Yeah, I mean,
now you're the big machine.
It's funny. I don't know. Do I consider myself, just me personally, a big machine? Because like, I know Charlie, for example, he's a much bigger streamer than I am. So I don't know. Maybe Charlie considers himself a machine. I don't know.
That's what I tell myself in the mirror every morning.
Himself as that, yes. We can't get him to stop saying it.
Yeah.
You just cannot take time off. You may have noticed we did replace one of our members with you just today. We had to get rid of him, kick him off the show.
Oh, wow. So wait, am I here every week now?
Yeah, you're permanent.
Oh, shit.
That means you get 25% of the money, which is good.
All right,
You'll have to fight Doug for that position.
Welcome to the machine.
Man. Yeah, it's weird. I think it is really interesting to talk to you guys now 3 years later, because I'm curious to see if like your perspectives have changed. Because back then, even like, it's funny, I remember you guys talking about the Funhouse office and being like, oh man, like they all seem like so overworked and they're working so hard, et cetera, et cetera. Like, has your perspective changed on any of that?
I was going to ask that same question. Jackson, do you still want to direly work at Funhouse?
Well, now that Bruce is gone, I can't say the desire is truly there.
Oh, Jackson, that's so nice.
But maybe I can work for your Twitch channel.
Do you need an intern? Someone to get your coffee?
No.
I can polish the webcam. So, no, I don't think that what we do is any more difficult than it was 3 years ago. I don't think we're in the same position you were at Funhouse, where we've got any kind of obligation to anyone. I feel like we're more in the position that you are in now, where we're answering to ourselves, and we've always really done that.
I'd actually argue it got easier. I mean, Jackson used to edit 100-some episodes of podcasts. I mean, he'd spend 30 hours a week editing shit, and now we have an editor, so Jackson's just become that big machine getting some cogs now.
Yeah, well, you guys are building an actual business, and so the weird thing is like, as you guys get bigger, what happens? Do you start feeling like responsibility to the people that you've employed and stuff like that? You know, like that's where it becomes weird.
Yeah, I mean, he's a friend of ours. I don't know. Do you feel responsible, Jackson? You pay him well, right?
For Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're good friends. We were just playing Warzone. I don't feel any kind of obligation to him. He better feel obligation to me. Yeah, with how much we're paying. we run hey, Danny, if you're listening to this, we do appreciate the work you're doing.
He better be listening. He's going to be editing this.
Yeah, I would imagine you know what, Danny, I appreciate you. I'm going to say that. I've never met you before, so I appreciate you. You're doing the hard work.
You'd like him. He's a good man. Strong chin.
I'm sure I would.
He does have a strong chin. That's the strongest chin I've ever seen.
Chiseled too.
I don't even have a strong chin. That's why I have a beard. I grew a beard to compensate for my weak chin.
Isn't that great though? Being able to grow a beard is like the perfect crutch for like lack of facial structure. That's why I have it. Like if I shaved, my head would look like ass.
Charlie, it's the best. It is the best. It's one of those things that I got. I don't. Charlie, how young were you when you could first grow a beard?
I could always grow a mustache. Like, ever since I was in 8th grade, I'd be like a little 8th grade pedophile looking mustache kid, but I never let that ride. And when I was 19, I grew it out, and I just let it stay because a girl said it looked good once, and I was like, that's all I need.
Hell yeah.
So I've never shaved.
You're still going for her approval.
So, Kaya knows exactly what girl I'm talking about, too. It's a fucking classic.
Oh, her. Well, you might want to be a little suspicious of her takes.
Was it the stripper?
No, no, it was way before that, Jackson. You were probably like 4 years old when I knew her.
Wait, how old is Charlie? 55? How old is Charlie?
Yeah, I'm getting up there in age, Bruce. Catching up to you now.
Man, I know. I was gonna say nobody catches up to me. Who, me?
Yeah, you and Charlie.
Yes, you.
Oh, I don't know how old Charlie is first.
25, coming up on 26.
Oh my gosh, Charlie, you're so lucky. I'm 30. I'm 38 years old. I'm 38.
Oh, okay.
Man,
So
I know.
give me
That's
some
like I'm
tips,
basically dead.
Bruce, I'm inching closer to 29, and my fear is that once I hit 29, that year I'm going to be counting down to basically a midlife crisis or something until I hit 30. How did you deal with it?
So
did you spiral out of control?
No, not at all. I don't. Maybe it's my personality, but that's generally not what I do. One thing that I did do as I got older was I started trying to figure out how to spend. So I really love cars, so I just started spending only my money on cars. Like I'm really good at saving money, but the only thing I'll ever spend money on is a car. So that was one thing that I started doing early on, which was like, hey, I really wanted to have like a fun car to drive. So I did that, and that sort of, I feel like that sort of satiated the appetite of worrying about getting older. But also, when you turn 30, 29, 30, you'll be fine. You'll be totally fine, Kai. It's when you get to 31, then 31, you're gonna go, oh shit. Like, wait a minute, hold on a second. I'm in my.
That's like when it sets in.
That's when it sets in. Yep. Because 31 was the year that I started feeling old. 29 and 30, no big deal. You'll be fine for the next couple of years.
All the
You've got 2 years left.
2 years
apparently,
left.
Kai.
2 years
Enjoy
left,
it.
great. All the
So
reassurances.
what does getting old entail though? Like how do you feel when you feel old at 31? Like what's the defining characteristics?
I think the only thing that made me feel old was basically like if you like or you play sports or you're like working out or whatever, you go and do that stuff and then you hurt yourself more often. Because your body is older. So your spirit's like my spirit's the same age that I was, 15, 20 years ago, but your body's older. So it's gonna start not being as responsive. It's not gonna repair itself as fast, et cetera, et cetera.
I feel like I feel like people these days age quicker now, because I feel like I'm already at that point. Like I missed a step on my stairs once going down, and I swear to God I couldn't move that leg for 2 days. And I landed totally fine. It's just, it was out of routine and my body wasn't used to it.
Well, so what happens, Charlie, is instead of 2 days, when you get older, it's going to be 6 days. So it just gets worse. It just gets worse.
It's gonna need an amputation.
That's why you start taking steroids and creatine. And
Charlie,
shit.
do you have gray hairs yet, Charlie?
My beard it's not gray hairs, but in my beard I'm getting like these shit brown hairs that are popping all over the place. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting like, I don't know.
It's
two different
it's
shades.
the stress from the Twitch career.
I guess.
Daily streams are getting to you.
That might be what it is.
Enjoy
It
that,
totally
buddy.
is.
And then all the reassurances, even from people who really love you, it just somehow it's just not enough. You ask your girlfriend, she's like, "No, it actually looks even better. I kind of like that salt and pepper hair. You're still going to look good even with a little bit of gray in your hair." And I'm just thinking, "Oh, you're lying. You're lying so hard to me right now. I don't buy it at all."
Kaya, what I've noticed about you is that you think a woman is lying all the time. I'm genuinely worried. I'm worried about you. Is this true about Charlie? Maybe Charlie and Jackson can tell me. Is this true that Kaya just thinks everybody's lying to him all the time, or
everybody? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think you're
So
lying right now.
I think he thinks the world is lying to him. He does give off that impression.
they're not always lying, Kaya? Maybe she just likes you for you. You ever think about that?
Oh, that's impossible. That's
Okay, all right. Never mind. I was just.
If she says that, Kyle,
Yes.
she's lying. I'll tell you right now.
Look, I just think we should always be on our guards against everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my number one rule.
Except for maybe your significant
I was
others
gonna say,
that you trust.
can you trust anybody? What about your parents? You have siblings or any?
Oh,
you
they
can't
like
trust
us.
them?
You trust the least.
Yeah, you kidding
don't
me?
bring up his dad. His
Oh,
dad
no.
left the day he was born.
Oh no! Oh no!
Well, we got to the root of the trust
Kai,
issues.
I'm so sorry. I never should have brought it up.
You've opened a can of worms, Bruce.
He's gonna start crying on your shoulder.
Hey, Kai, you know what? I'm gonna say this to you right now. You can trust me anytime.
Okay.
Anytime. That is pretty gay, but anytime you can trust me. If I ever tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it for you, Kaya. All right? Rely on me. Rely on me. All right?
He's gonna think of you as his new father figure now.
No, wait, hold on a minute. I never said I was
Place
gonna be
of
your
Papa
father.
Kaya.
No. I'm not gonna be his father at all.
He's buying you plane tickets right now.
He
To
couldn't
get
if he
back with
wanted
his
to.
mom.
I'm not. I will not be doing that.
I wanted to bring this up. Hang on. So, Charlie,
At least he's not lying.
You know the silver lining to all this fucking virus bullshit?
Yeah, what's up?
It's not bullshit.
The airline industry is suffering, Charlie. And I'm
I
just
saw that,
sitting here
yeah.
with a shit-eating grin on my face because goddamn do they deserve
you
it.
dumb fucks. It doesn't matter if they're suffering. Your taxpayers' money is just going to go to bailing them out anyway.
And that's what makes me angry is apparently now, Charlie, they're asking for bailouts. The entire airline industry, they're asking for like $50 billion in bailouts. You fucking cocksuckers. You got your bailout. You get your bailout every single time I have to buy a €5 beer at the airport. You get your bailout every single time I have to pay extra for a seat that I can actually fit
if the
into.
airlines have
You get a
part of the
motherfucking
beers
bailout
beforehand.
every time I have to insure my luggage against getting lost, which should be your responsibility to begin with. Why don't you bail out my cock? Fuck you. I hope you go under. You fucking pieces of shits.
To piggyback off that, just kind of to circle back around, Bruce, I'm sure you're aware by now, we hate flying, both Kaya and I.
Flying's the worst.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
It sucks
so do
ass.
I.
Yeah, it's the worst.
And a few episodes back, Kaya and I came up with like a way to make flying safer that we got laughed at by everyone in the Discord and by Jackson and Andrew.
They hate
And
flying
Reddit.
mainly because they feel like it's incredibly unsafe.
Well, okay.
Not incredibly
Statistically, we
unsafe.
understand that it's that it's safe. It's just that there's always that potential for a catastrophic accident.
Oh, so you're
But
you're
that's where your
scared.
main issue comes from.
You're scared.
Yeah, they're scared.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay, I see.
And our proposition to help alleviate those fears and make airlines safer was, to paraphrase, I can't quite remember exactly how we spitballed it, but the plane would break itself away so the cabin with all the passengers would like parachute away from the wreckage.
Oh yeah.
And everyone laughed at that until recently, where someone proposed that exact same fucking idea and the fucking community loved it. They're like, wow, this is genius. Genius.
It's somehow we get vindicated. So no, we did this with helicopters too. So Charlie and I said, okay, so why don't we just put a parachute on a helicopter? And Andrew laughed at us, Jackson laughed at us, the Discord laughed at us, Reddit laughed at us, and then lo and behold, it's actually a patent that's currently in the works. So actual people
are
working on it. And the same
Yeah, you
thing
guys
was
should be
apparently true
rich.
for airplanes.
You guys should be number one heroes, but number two rich.
Exactly.
Because truthfully, why wouldn't a parachute work? Why wouldn't it work?
I don't know. I was fucking
That's exactly what we
baffled by
fucking said
this.
to you,
This is-
Jackson.
The only pushback we got from this was
physics.
how can you possibly believe that a parachute would stop a plane cabin from crashing into Earth? What the fuck?
Yeah, but it totally would though. If you put large enough I mean, look, here, guys.
Yeah, it would have to be enormous.
Guys,
And that's
I'm
exactly what they've done. We have the
Yes, well-
technology to make huge parachutes.
It'll
played a
be
lot of
enormous,
Kerbal
Jackson.
Space.
Is there some limit? Is there some God-given moral limit on the size of parachutes we can build? What the fuck?
I played a lot of Kerbal Space Program, a lot. And Kerbal Space Program, you put parachutes on everything. And why couldn't we put parachutes on planes? I don't know.
Bruce, that's silly. You know the dynamics of Kerbal gravity and stuff and economics is completely different to our situation.
Is it though?
It just wouldn't translate.
Is it? I'm not sure that it's like that.
I feel there's been 120 years of aeronautical advances.
Oh,
I don't think
your chat is putting pictures, conceptual pictures of the parachute. This is a great idea.
Disproving you in real time.
Oh yeah, well I could draw like a fucking teleporter on the aircraft,
Okay.
and that would be
Yeah, but that's
same.
super
There's
feasible.
no evidence of this working.
Also, I'd like to point out, since you can't see in the Discord, hopefully Danny will put it on the screen, this is exactly what Kaya proposed, almost verbatim. He said the seat should recline back into a hatch that pops itself out with parachutes, and it's
Yeah.
almost exactly what they've done.
Why are you guys acting like you're visionaries? All you said
We
was let's
are.
put parachutes on top of an aircraft.
And then another thing, with the helicopter after the Kobe Bryant tragedy, we said, what if the parachute shot out the top of the bolt that holds the blades in place? And it does.
Why don't we just strap parachutes to everyone all the time?
Yes.
No matter what happens, they
I
say,
mean, you can
Yes.
do that. Yeah, why not?
Why would I ever say no to that, Jackson? You know, with the virus, especially these days, if I'm going out to the grocery store, I should be strapped in with a parachute, just in case.
I don't think your parachute is going to help you against coronavirus, man.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just be wearing a helmet. Just wear a helmet everywhere.
Yeah, a helmet, entire SWAT gear.
The juggernaut suit from
Full
Call of Duty.
airbags all around you.
Yeah, guys, the parachute on flying things, I think that's a fantastic idea. I don't understand why nobody's done it. And
Well, that's exactly it. It's such a simple idea. I don't understand how it couldn't have been done in the past and then like disproven. Like I feel like it's such a simple idea that it would have been done successfully if the possibility of it being done successfully.
Well, the
was there,
thing was,
if you know
if
what
I
I mean.
had to spitball here, and I'm no aeronautical engineer, I'd say the reason they didn't do it is just simply a cost perspective. Is it worth it? Because it's going to be more expensive, and we haven't had too many problems until recently, and now we have all this money, and people want safer travel, like in
Yeah,
helicopters.
so only install it on the planes that are crashing.
yeah, I mean, like they're because like the thing is if you built it into the planes that had problems, or the planes that like, or even the more dangerous routes, you could do that. I don't know why you would never do this.
Exactly.
Truthfully, by the way, guys, I'm gonna say you should not be scared of air travel, because air travel, like dying in an air travel accident, is so rare.
They've heard it all
yes,
before.
we've heard
over like 20 episodes.
It is.
I've
it
heard
is
this
so,
sermon
so rare.
before.
I know, but it is. I mean, like, because I've flown a fuck ton, and it like generally things just don't go wrong. Like it's just not. That's just not a thing, because they've done a real.
Well, if that's just confirmation bias, because if it did go wrong, you wouldn't be here saying it.
I mean, but also the math is there, so you can look at the statistics if you want. But it's totally safe. However,
I go by gut feeling alone.
I mean, yeah, that's great. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys do it. It'll get you through life, I guess, to a certain point. And then, but the parachutes. Parachutes are a great idea. I don't know why you wouldn't do it. You should do it. We should do it.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We should do it.
Yeah. I think we should.
All of us. Well, no, I think...
Here's the thing. If you need me, I'll help you. But you guys came up with the idea. I'm not going to steal the idea.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you. You heard
We
it,
can't
Elon.
trust you.
It's our idea. Two,
I think the airline industry right now is prime for the taking as well.
I agree.
Yeah.
We can
Well-
squeeze on in there, put a few parachutes on some aircraft.
Yeah,
and
but
make billions.
right now I don't want to really help them. I kind of want them. I just want to watch them die, bury them, and then salt the earth and just piss on it too, because I hate them so much.
It's not like these companies going under means airplanes won't exist anymore. guys.
Can you imagine
know,
how
but-
far back we'd be set in time
It's
if we
not
didn't
like
have
that.
air travel?
Yes.
Let them
Yeah, it would be
auction
really
off
bad.
all their airplanes to some rich cartel baron. I don't care. So the bailout, in my opinion, it
If
should go
only
out
Delta
to
was still
all of
around.
the workers. Okay, to all of the the flight attendants and such. It should go entirely to them, not the actual company. Fuck you, Lufthansa. Fuck all of you.
Yeah, let's give the flight attendants the airplanes, the keys to the airplanes.
Yeah,
See
good.
what
Fuck it.
happens there.
Fuck it. You've served for a decade plus, getting shitty
Here's the
alcohol
keys,
to
man.
shitheads on a plane, getting yelled at by Turkish patrons on the plane. You know what? You deserve that plane. You get to keep it now. I'm okay with that proposition. Let's start a
hold
GoFundMe
on.
for them.
Shouldn't we give the money to the pilot? The pilots are the ones that keep the planes in the air. I'm going to say
No.
They're the ones crashing.
what? No, they are not the ones crashing at all. The pilots, they don't want to die either.
No. So we've talked about this before, but real quick, Bruce, to give you my perspective, it's that the flight attendants deserve much more of the kudos than the pilots do, because the pilots are in the front in a shut-off cabin by themselves, whereas the flight attendants are in the war zone in the back in the trenches, serving customers and having to
I
deal
would
with
agree.
their shitty attitudes. So to me, they're the real heroes.
You know what? Here's the thing. I think everybody that operates an airplane is actually a real hero. I think you guys are mad at the CEOs. You guys are mad at the guys that are taking. They're getting fucking.
Oh, yeah,
They're getting fucking
absolutely.
bonuses as the government bails them out. And I want to
Yes.
kill myself hearing that because I'm just like, you gotta be shitting me. How are they getting bonuses while we're getting bailed out? It's what happened to the banks 10 years ago, 20 years or 15 years ago. It's just,
Yes.
oh come on! What is
Just mad at CEOs in general.
it's just what I don't understand how you could possibly, in good conscience, take a bonus while your company goes under. It doesn't make any sense to me. I cannot figure out.
Oh, like 20,000 jobs are
Yeah,
lost.
I
and people are on
don't
the
get it.
streets.
It will never make sense to me, and I just wish that attitude would change. I don't know when it's going to change. I feel like it's going to change in the next 20 years, but I just don't know when.
I don't know.
Actually, you just reminded me of a topic, Bruce. Do you guys remember when Notre Dame caught on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember all those billionaires that pledged all that money to, restoring it?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys,
Is it back?
did you guys follow what happened?
No.
I assume they didn't.
They didn't give a single penny. It's still fucked.
Wait, they didn't? Really?
No, not
No.
a single donation from the billionaires came through. Not a single one.
So that's the thing
Holy
with
shit.
pre-virus, every news event in the news is, this is my theory at least, I call it Kaya's law. Every news event only lasts for a week, 2 at most. You can say whatever the hell you want. After 2 weeks, no one's going to remember. Here, watch this. I pledge $2 billion to fight the war with Iran in case of World War III breaks out. No one's going to remember. No one cares.
No one's gonna take that seriously anyway.
Yeah, they don't know you. They know you don't have $2 billion.
Okay, whatever, Bruce. All right, you didn't have to rub it in. I pledge.
Where's Kaya's bailout?
Yeah, where's my bailout? I pledge $100. No one's gonna
There
hold
we
me
go.
to it.
Hey, Kaya, remember how I said you can trust me anytime? It goes,
I don't trust
it
you.
goes backward. It goes backwards now. Because I'm gonna hold you to it. If you don't pledge that $100, I'm gonna remember it and call
Yeah,
and
Kaya,
call you.
No, it
call you
doesn't
a
go
liar.
that way. I never said you could trust
Oh.
me.
What? Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
You got scammed, Bruce.
Wait.
You owe Kaya $100 now. That's the rules.
Wait a minute. How am I in debt to Kaya now?
That's how it works
first-
in the Middle East, baby. We're scoundrels.
First of all, Kaya wants somebody to trust because he can't trust anybody. But then you can't trust Kaya.
Kaya's the last man on earth you can trust.
Yeah, that's Kaya's law,
alright,
man.
Okay. All right. Well, then,
Why do you think he doesn't trust anyone? He knows.
because he's untrustworthy. Is that why?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Dude.
Kaya. Oh, Kaya.
Yeah, just pay me.
You have 7 days.
It's like the ring.
Or you
Kyle
get the
crawl out of your
virus.
TV in 7 days.
You know, but back to your guys' theory about the 2-week news cycle. There are still people that like are canceled entirely, like Louis C.K. and Harvey Weinstein. Are we ever gonna
yeah.
are we ever gonna forget them? I don't know that we're ever
We
gonna
did
forget
though.
them.
Yeah,
Did
but
we?
we did forget. Yeah, Louis C.K. is back doing stand-up. Okay, Harvey Weinstein is like the one exception where he did go to jail, and okay, so cool. Now he's
Well, that's
in jail.
because he committed really
Heinous,
really bad
heinous
crimes.
acts. Yeah, but Louis C.K. like
Yeah.
people have been. He keeps trying to come back, but then people are like, "Nah, dude, go sit down again." and then he
I
doesn't
actually
do
didn't
it
know he
anymore.
was back. I know he did one stand-up in Philly kind of recently, but other than that, I didn't think he was doing anything else.
There's also Kevin Spacey, who has been doing like he'll come and do like weird poetry readings
yeah.
at different art openings. Have you guys seen that? It's
Yeah,
it
I
is
completely forgot
fucking
about him.
weird.
He like does these videos in character as Frank Underwood,
Yes,
uploading like
that
you
too.
can't trust me and I'm going to murder you anyway or something, molest you, just ominous
Dude,
messages in
It is
character.
fucking weird, and every time he comes out and does something in public, I'm always like, "Go back home. Don't be
You
here
have
anymore."
to. Yeah, but that doesn't work. I think he will come back at some point, and you
Oh,
have to at least
man.
admire just how shameless he is, because people accused him of molesting underage men, and his mea culpa was, "Yeah, I admit it, I'm gay," and he got applause for this. Somehow he managed to turn it into his favor. That was amazing.
Well, I didn't see any applause.
I didn't see any applause.
There
I
was-
also didn't see any of that either.
No, I saw
was
people
actually
shit all over him.
time.
People shit all over him. They should have. They totally should have.
There was an
Yeah,
article that
absolutely.
I read calling him brave for coming out as gay.
What?
Well, you're gonna get those kinds of
Probab-
opinions all the time, like these fringe opinions.
He got it
on anything.
Well, he still got it.
You need to stop going and looking for it, Kaya. That's.
What do you mean? It's not me looking for it. If it's on like Vox.com or something, which I think it was. I don't know where it was exactly, but one of those usual suspect like Salon, Vox, Slate. I don't know.
Salon's a really weird one. I actually wouldn't be surprised if it was Salon. They were the people that were releasing like, "I'm a pedophile and that should be fine with you guys" and stuff.
Holy shit, dude! Yeah, Kaya, you gotta
Yeah,
send that
that
to
one
me because
too.
I wanna read that article because that sounds insane and probably that person got fired.
Yeah, they caught a
no.
lot of backlash for that pedophile stuff. I don't know about the Spacey stuff. I never saw that, but that's a weird site, man.
Oof.
Yeah, they
Yikes.
caught backlash for the pedophile stuff, but that's not why they deleted it. This came out like 3 years ago. This guy Milo Yiannopoulos, that guy was famous. Remember that?
yeah.
He was like this
Yeah,
troll touring colleges. Yeah, somebody leaked. I don't know if they leaked it or if this was just an old recording resurfacing. And he argued that young gay men, they kind of actually enjoy having sex with older gay men or something like that. That was his point. Like he basically borderline defended pedophilia. And because he's right wing, Slate or Salon decided, oh shit, well, we can't agree with them. Better take down our pro pedophilia articles now. That's the only reason they took them down. Those articles were up for
I
like a
didn't know that.
decade beforehand.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this scenario. I really want to,
yeah.
and I really want to know.
Kaya seems very well versed.
Yeah, I only know because Kaya told me about it, but I found it again. It was Salon. They had like this series of articles. I'm a pedophile, but not a monster.
Oh no! Oh
Yeah, it's
no!
really weird stuff. Jesus.
Now they call themselves MAPs. Now they just rebranded, just like a company would.
What,
Really,
what does that? What does MAP mean?
minor attracted persons.
Yeah.
Oh no! No!
Yeah.
No!
You don't get any of that on Twitch, Bruce, and thank God for it, man. It's
no.
weird stuff outside of Twitch.
We need to get Chris Hansen on all of those dudes.
We do.
right
Chris
now.
Hansen let us down, man. He got himself fired from NBC, and then he let himself go so much. He's fat now, and he's so old and destitute looking. Apparently, he's been
Yeah.
writing bum
He
checks.
let himself go by getting old. Yeah.
No, that's not what I mean. There's getting old, but then
What a
there's
fucking loser.
there's getting old, and then there's getting old and fat and just sad and alcoholic, right? Which
But
I
you wanted
think
him
he
to stay
did.
in shape for you, Kaya?
Yeah. What do
No,
you?
I think he
For
should,
hunting
yeah.
pedophiles. Yeah, it was a noble business.
Let him enjoy himself.
I mean, he can still hunt pedophiles and be fat, right?
Yeah, it's not like he's
He
foot
doesn't,
chasing them.
though.
I'm sure he could still work on it.
Like he lost his magic. I think everyone who knows the old school Dateline NBC How to Catch a Predator videos compared to his whatever the fuck he kickstarted 2 years ago, and he tried to revive the show. In comparison, they're not as good. He's just lost his touch. He's lost his magic.
So you're saying he's lost his mojo. He's just
Yeah,
kind of
something.
boring now.
I think he got caught cheating on his wife, and that's why he got fired.
Oh,
so-
really? Is that true?
Yeah, I think so.
It was
I've
something
heard
like
that as
that.
well.
Yeah.
Man, Kaya, what websites are you reading? If you know all the dirt on literally
I don't know,
everybody.
you guys. Just literally anything outside of Twitch. You guys, all three of you are like, what? Wait, when did this happen? I don't know. Read every once in a while. Just Google it.
Whoa! I'm on Twitter so often. I get all that fringe shit
Yeah.
too, for the most part.
Hold
Dude,
on, I'm
Twitter
gonna
has
look
been
this up.
ass. So not to get meta, but today Jackson and I were talking. We're like, dude, I have no topics for the show. What the fuck are we gonna be talking about? And usually, up until like a month ago, we would be able to go on Twitter, scroll down for like half a second, and we'd get at least one or two topics. And now it's literally just this fucking virus and everything. It doesn't just infect people, like it has infected our entire discourse where we have no topics, you guys. It's so difficult to come up
Australia's
with
shutting
something.
down now.
What do you mean Australia's shutting down?
We're in lockdown in like a day where
Oh,
everything's
yeah.
shut.
Yeah, so are we. I mean, we're in California, and California got shut down a few days ago.
Oh yeah, California's
Yeah,
got
so
it bad.
or like all non-essential shit like restaurants and stuff are closed.
Well, yeah, they're all closed, but a lot of the restaurants are doing takeout. So it's like I've been trying to go to the the mom and pops to make sure that they can stay open, because it's such a fucking bummer that, because I mean, like, I eat a ton of local restaurants here in LA, and they generally cannot stay open if they don't have people inside their restaurant eating. So it sucks.
Yeah.
LA would be a massive tourist hotspot, right? So it'd be taking a hit right now.
And the government is like, so restaurants can stay open as long as you only deliver. Only deliveries. Oh, that's not the fucking same thing. A restaurant cannot deliver to like 100 people at the same time. What kind of fucking solution is that? And then I'm seeing all these rich fucks on Twitter like, well, you know what? Actually, if everyone worked from home, this would be easier. And I've not noticed such a big change to my life. Dude, not everyone can work from home. You're lucky.
Yeah, that's true.
You can work from home. Some guy who usually works on the shop floor manufacturing shit with his hands, standing in front of a conveyor belt. How the fuck is he supposed to work from home? This is not sustainable.
That's right. Yeah.
Drag the machinery back home.
You just start streaming.
Start streaming. That'll work. That just all become just Mad Max streamer edition.
Yeah.
Fonzie also said in your chat, too bad shutdowns don't do anything to essential jobs, and Fonzie's 100% correct. That's the thing that, like, it's one of, I've seen a lot of people in my chat are actually, a few of them are truckers, and they're just like, yeah, we have been working more and harder than ever, and it's like, I've been trying to take every opportunity whenever I talk in public to be like, thank you for working so fucking hard to get us the shit that we're now getting delivered. Whether that's through Amazon or like all the different groceries, all the people that are having to work at grocery stores and shit like that, like putting themselves in danger. Yeah, we do.
And we need them to you see these extremely low IQ takes. Why doesn't just everyone order online instead of going to the grocery store? Then the cashiers and the people stocking shelves, they could go home. Who do you think delivers this shit, bitch?
Yep.
What, robots? A Terminator? That's still a UPS
Amazon
driver
drones.
that has to work. Unreal.
No, yeah, it really it shows a terrible lack of perspective from that side.
Are these like truck drivers and such, the essential workers, getting any kind of compensation for it? Because thinking about it, they're in the firing line. Like if a grocery store cashier is still working, they're coming into contact with possibly more contaminated people than anyone else.
Not that I've seen.
I would hope they're getting. Well, that's a shame.
No, they don't. And just, dude, our governments are not being smart. So to give you a little, I don't know how it is in America, but here in Germany where I live, every year, once a year, some guy comes to your house and he checks your, he's tasked with checking your fire alarms, reading your meters, making sure that your gas stuff is all according to regulation. So this guy, they did this like last week, you guys, when everyone's told to socially isolate, and you still have this government worker going from home to home, collecting all the viruses and spreading it around. This guy, this doesn't make sense. I just postponed this. I know that there's a point to it. I know you're not doing it for fun, but just postpone it by maybe 3 months. It's not that dire.
Let's put the man in a hazmat suit.
Well, yeah, give him gloves and a mask or something.
Something right, but they don't. This guy just walks into everyone's buildings after having been in everyone else's building.
He walks in wearing boxes. They've taken away his clothes for his shit stains.
Man,
so
It's probably I would imagine, I'm not going to side with them, but I would imagine that they're probably doing it because of safety concerns. So they want to make sure that, you know, like you said, everybody's gas is up to code and shit like that. Because then if it's not,
of course, yes,
and like there's
yes.
a gas explosion, right? That's sort of the thing.
They're very
But-
anal about it. Like, sir, you know, one of your fire alarms is over 6 months old, and you need to change this because the maximum age they can be is like 3 years or something. He was very stringent about. But like, I get what you mean, but this is not our worry right now. You've been in 50 apartments before mine, touching everything all over the place, and now you're spreading it all over my apartment. Can we not postpone this by a month or two until we know what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, they gotta. I mean, at the very least, just give him the stuff that he needs to make sure that he's not spreading it around. You know, like that's all. That's all that really. That's it. At the very least,
he sticks his finger in Kaya's mouth.
One thing.
gives him a little dental exam.
He's like, I gotta take your temperature, sir. It's regulation. Sticks his pinky in my mouth. Feeling a little warm. Do you have the coronavirus, or are you just happy to see me?
He accuses you of infecting him.
Does anybody you know, any like Kaya, Jackson, or Charlie, does anybody you know have coronavirus? Like actually personally know?
Possibly.
No.
Possibly.
So that means it doesn't exist, right?
No, I'm just asking.
So
like, I don't know anybody yet.
My brother-in-law's dad, who's like 91 years old, and he has health issues, a lot of them.
Oh man.
He has very bad asthma. So apparently he got really sick last week and had a really high fever. They did the test on him and it hasn't come back yet. So the jury's out. Maybe he is sick, but apparently he's better now. So thankfully he didn't die. Maybe it was just a regular flu or something.
Yeah, I hope so.
I heard that one of my uncles in Turkey isn't taking it seriously, and my aunt, married to him, she's actually thinking about living in a different house from him for a while because she's in an at-risk group. She also had like cancer a year or two ago, and she had to go through chemo. So she's a little pissed off at him for not taking this shit seriously because, you know, her immune system is probably not that well right now, and neither is his. He's so fucking sick too. He looks like some sort of a monster out of Warcraft. He looks one of them undeads.
I don't understand why people are doing that. Why not just give like all of the health professionals all across the world the benefit of the doubt that this virus is actually extremely dangerous to at-risk people? It's like, why not just give them the benefit of the doubt that they're not lying?
I just spoke with my dad yesterday, and my dad was diagnosed with cancer, prostate cancer, a year ago, and so he's been fighting it, and he's doing pretty good. But this has come around, and I spoke with him yesterday, and he was just telling me like, oh, you know, like I feel like I'm gonna be okay. I feel like this is kind of an overreaction. I'm like, of all the people to tell me that this is I was like, Dad, just stay home. Just stay the fuck home, man. Like, just like you said, just give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, if I get sick, it's probably not going to be a big deal, right? I'm going to get sick. I'll recover. As long as I don't spread it to anybody, I should be fine. But with you, I'm super worried about you. Like, just stay home. And he was like, I don't know. I feel like it'll be all right. And I was like, oh, Dad, please, Dad.
That's super weird. I've seen that a lot. Like a lot of people are like, it's an overreaction, all this and that. So they just go about doing their shit and spring breaking and shit. I don't know. I just don't understand it.
Isn't it weird how the tables have turned so much? You know, we all know that feeling when we're a little younger, maybe, and our moms would tell, oh, just dress more, dress warmer. You're going out like that, you're gonna catch a cold. Oh my God. And they just bitch at us all the way out the door. And now you know, we're telling them the same thing. Like, if you have to, please don't go out, but you have to, at least dress warm. And now they're like, oh, nothing will happen. Come on, calm down. Oh, what the hell?
It's so weird, and it's what's really weird about it too. And this is going to sound this is a hard way to put it because I don't want to sound like we're doing a service to somebody or like to the older, you know, I guess the older generation. But it is strange to me that the older generation is like, oh no, everything's fine, we're all good, and then all of us are like, no, like this isn't for us. This is for you guys. Like we don't want to spread this to the older generation that will probably have more difficulties with it, and they're like, nah, you'll be fine. And I'm what? No, this is not about us. It's about you.
It's weird. We're the rational people here, but I've also seen like the younger generation, like the spring breakers that Charlie was mentioning, that have the exact same mindset. So it's like two different extremes that are just on the same level. The boomers and the zoomers are together, united at once. It's good to see.
Yeah,
the
zoomers are like,
coronavirus has brought something positive, I guess.
Oh yeah,
You're right.
dude, the boomer remover. Yeah, I'm rooting for this virus. Let's kill all the stupid dumb boomers, man. And the boomers are like, this is just something the youngest. You're all such pussies anyway. I lived through a world war. I can weather a fucking virus. Just dude,
I saw
come
that
on.
too, yeah.
Meet in the middle, man.
jeez. Oh man, I just don't understand. Like just like we were talking about earlier, when you get older, like your body gets weaker. Like how do they not know this? I don't know. I'm not sure. It's so weird.
Why would you even take the risk?
I don't know.
I just don't. I cannot get in the mindset. Like you don't lose anything by just taking it seriously.
Yeah.
You just stay home for a little bit.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't know.
So in all
it's
honesty,
a little different if you have a job though, Jackson, because you can't.
That's true. Yes, absolutely.
Well,
that's different. But
yeah.
talking about people who could isolate without losing their jobs or who are just retired, I think the media is a little bit culpable because for like decades they've just cried wolf so much. Now that it's actually here, possibly nobody believes it anymore. Just like, okay, well, yes, this is a very important, World War, mass pandemic. Yeah, you said that like 100 times in the last year. Sure, the apocalypse is here. Yeah, now I believe you.
It's like the media that cried wolf eventually loses its impact. But I feel like the statistics coming out and how serious most people are taking it should lead some credence to
I think the problem is like Bruce said, well, I mean, Bruce didn't directly say this, but when he asked, do we know anyone with coronavirus? The answer, except for Kaya, was no, we don't.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the response most people have at the moment. It's not affecting them on like a personal level. They don't know people that are affected, so they don't think it's a big deal.
You're right, Charlie.
And I think that's just fucking dumb.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I think
going to
so
be
too.
what's people are saying again is like if this social distancing works, then in 2 or 3 weeks, then it'll be probably on the mend, and people won't notice because like we all said, we don't know anybody that got it. So then everyone's going to be like, well, that was fucking bullshit. That was all total bullshit. But in reality, it actually did help. Because
They
we didn't
just
spread
avoided
it.
something catastrophic.
Yeah,
That's
so
another thing. Is unfortunately, a lot of people are going to be bitching either way. It's going to be, not a whole lot came of this. I guess we shut down the economy for nothing. Oh, look at this. Everyone overreacted. But then, if the economy does collapse and a whole lot of people do die, then a lot of people did die. So
You should have done stuff sooner.
Yeah, you should have done stuff sooner.
Yeah, I think that's why. I honestly, like, a lot of people are saying we didn't do stuff even early enough, but we won't know for I want to say probably a month. But we I think truthfully right now it feels like we've gotten ahead of it a little bit. So that's good. Like, why not keep it up?
Yeah. Honestly, that's such victim blaming bullshit to you. I get so angry, man, when I see there's like Chinese ambassadors, like official government officials on Twitter blaming other countries for not reacting better to a virus they fucking started and spread to the rest. What kind of... You're blaming the victim here. Every country got blindsided. We're all doing our best. It's not as if... It's like, I think South Korea is doing the best out of any country right now.
Yeah,
I
they
believe.
are.
And that's commendable.
And Singapore, I believe.
Oh, Singapore is. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know South Korea's been testing like mad. So
yeah,
that's good.
So that's
really good.
commendable. But
Meanwhile, I believe the UK and Australia's plan is to spread the virus to as many people as possible in the hopes of developing herd immunity, which is fantastic.
It was. So
I'm expecting my coronavirus package any day now.
So I heard that too. I don't know if that was an official position, but they definitely didn't do much early on in the UK. I think their idea was, you know what, let's tell all the old people to self-isolate and let's just try to let this get spread to the young people early on, so we all develop
Let's just
an
see
immunity.
what happens.
Yeah, I guess they figured it's not worth to shut down our entire economy over this. But now I think
Yeah,
they're
but
coming.
it-
I think they've changed tune because in the UK, I do know that now the schools are closed. and such.
Exactly. At this rate, since it's a global pandemic, it's inevitable that countries are going to lock down. So, in my opinion, it should just be done as soon as possible to get ahead of the curve.
Yeah. I know it's really
it's already reached the stage.
It's really
where you need to.
I know it's really bad for and we all I think Charlie said it earlier. We're all really lucky because we can talk about this because a lot of us work from home, or we don't go out and work a job. And so that's the thing that maybe we're not thinking about, is that a lot of people that have to go and work a job somewhere at a specific place don't get to do that and then are not able to pay their rent or their mortgage or whatever else. So shutting down the economy is super dangerous. That is a very, very dangerous thing for
It's
a
not,
lot
it's
of
not
different
gonna
people.
work long term. It's not gonna work long term. We gotta have to find some way within the next 2 or 3 weeks. We cannot just keep everyone at home for 3 months. Who the fuck is gonna pay for their food? What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
That UPS
The
driver?
government stimulus packages.
Okay, great, but the government can only print free money to a certain point, right? That's not gonna
No,
last.
I mean, yeah. Realistically, that's the only thing that can happen. You eventually going to have to get to the point. Maybe I think estimates are like 6 months in, where you will have to raise the lockdown or whatever, and hopefully by that point the curve is flattened.
Yeah, I think that's the goal, is to flatten the curve in the next month-ish, month and a half.
Yeah,
hope so.
Yeah, yeah. It's the scientists and such are saying that most people are going to. By most, I don't know the exact number, but most people are going to get the infection. It's just about mitigating the time where they get it so as not to impact the health system. Like if the curve goes too high right now, then the health system is going to be absolutely demolished and more people are going to die.
Yeah.
So you've just got to lock down most things to allow the health system time to recover between cases.
I know China's a completely different culture than most of the rest of the world, but I guess just a few days ago had reported that there were no local
lying.
cases.
Yeah, sure.
Or they could be lying, but they reported no local cases, so they'd gotten through it all through the bad stuff in about 8 weeks. So
yeah, so Bruce, but until like 3 weeks ago, they also reported that the virus cannot spread from human to human. And the WHO repeated this. So, it's China. It should always come with that little asterisk of "so says China." So claims
you're right.
China.
That's true.
Iran is now in on the hoopla. Iran, apparently their leader came out just yesterday and said the virus was a U.S. plot that was made in a U.S. Military facility. So this is currently the official Chinese position. Is the official government position is that this virus was lab grown in a Chinese lab and unleashed onto the planet.
Charlie, do you want to apologize for us creating the virus, or should I?
It's about time.
At that point, it's kind of more of a holy shit, I can't believe it worked kind of thing. Like, that's impressive. Like, if you created a virus that went that quickly and that big, like, I mean, you can't not be impressed.
It's that American ingenuity, baby.
Yes, we can. That's what we say to the viruses. But it's just like every other fucking conspiratorial thing. It's just like, did you really think that 500 people here in the United States got together and were able to actually pull this off? Like, no fucking way, dude. The U.S. government.
People were saying that about nuclear missiles.
The U.S. Well, I mean, like that required maybe a few scientists, and also I think took 20 years or something. It took a long time. It took a really long time to
conspiracy.
That's true.
They made it like it was tangible.
Oh, yeah.
You did bring me.
They admitted it immediately.
You did bring me to a conspiracy. Have you guys? I don't remember. Did we talk about this last week with Muda, where there's this large community of people that think 5G networks are the cause of the coronavirus?
Yes.
What? I recently dove into that pretty hard. There is these diehard believers that 5G is like this apocalyptic network that created coronavirus, had a role to play in 9/11, and a ton of other things. It's crazy.
Wait, it had a role to play in It wasn't even around in 9/11.
I know, but they
invented time travel and went back to 9/11.
I don't know.
It wasn't around in 9/11
to recruit terrorists.
I don't know how 5G played a part in that play or anything, but it did, according to like a large community. It's crazy.
Well, how they explain it? How they explain that 5G created the coronavirus?
They never explain it.
Would you like me to play a clip of Eddie Bravo on the Joey Diaz show? He explains it, how he believes that story.
Sure. I want to hear it.
Okay, give me just a second here to route this.
Eddie Bravo and Joe Rogan, I think, they've been friends or still are friends. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, they are friends. I love Eddie. Yeah. I love him. I love him to death. Just listening to that guy ramble on and on about conspiracy theories. Can you guys hear this? Let me know if you.
Joe Rogan's like the kind of guy that's friends with everyone.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's different theories. There's one theory that says, here's one theory. They're saying, because apparently, even though your phone says 5G, they haven't rolled it out. We actually don't have 5G. Because if we do have 5G, my phone says 5G all the time, and it sucks. LTE crushes my 5G. But apparently, I could be wrong. They're saying, no, 5G isn't even rolled out yet. It's just saying it on your phone, and they're just advertising it, but they're not even using it yet. When they do use it, it's going to fuck people up. That's what they're saying. This is a conspiracy theory. The 5G
What?
is gonna fuck people up like the waves. The
What
way
does
it
that mean?
works is gonna, and the symptoms from 5G
Coronavirus.
apparently are like radiation sickness symptoms, like flu symptoms. Like if you have radiation sickness, it feels like you have the flu. Apparently, this is what I'm hearing. This is just a theory. So
Is
they're
that true?
saying one theory
You get a
is
bad fever.
that Wuhan was the first city in China to roll out 5G, fucked everybody up. So they blame it on the corona. They're saying everyone's got corona when really the 5G's fucking everybody up. That's just a conspiracy.
What do you
theory.
mean they're blaming it on Corona? So wait, he's saying Corona still exists, but they're blaming it on Corona like it's some like innocent virus that's not doing anything.
Wait a minute.
It's
Wait
just
a minute.
5G
Wait a
that's
minute. Okay.
causing
All
it.
right. All right. So then 5G, if 5G causes the symptoms that coronavirus has, then that means is coronavirus real? Are we saying it's fake?
Or are they implying that 5G activates the virus?
Oh, it activates the virus?
Maybe.
No. I think he's saying that it gives you radiation sickness, and radiation sickness can be transmissible, right? If you come in contact with somebody who is radiated, you can also
I don't
catch
think so.
that, right?
Really? Can you?
Well,
can you
Yeah,
catch
that's,
radiation
that's what I
sickness?
learned from that HBO show
Remember Chernobyl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
Oh, I see
trying
what you're
not to
saying.
touch
They had to
people.
wear like lead
Yes,
suits
you're
and
right.
stuff.
You're right. Yeah, you're right about that. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But how does
So-
5G?
It's something
I don't
to do with
know.
the
Bruce is
radio.
he's got a whiteboard out over there trying to figure it out.
My first question is, 5G has been rolled out in the larger cities. So like in Los Angeles and in New York and stuff like that. So but currently there are not that many cases in Los Angeles. So
Oh, there isn't?
no, there are not. They're like really not that many for the size of our.
Your 5G
Is
mustn't
it-
be activated yet.
Is it because you guys aren't getting tested there, or are people just really not actually
maybe.
sick? Do you think?
Maybe you know what, Kaya? Maybe you're right. Maybe it is 5G over here, and a bunch of people are
Yeah,
sick.
can you go get tested for 5G at the moment?
I mean, wait a minute. All right.
Here's
So
how
a bunch
everyone
of
can get a
people
free
got sick from-
coronavirus test is go to internetspeed.com or whatever that website is and test your connection speed for 5G.
Holy shit, dude. Wow.
I decided to look it up a little bit because I was curious where it began. So, China in November of last year rolled out 5G to some of its areas, one of them being
Oh.
Wuhan, and then the coronavirus happened only a few months later, so they're correlating the 5G rollout to the coronavirus explosion.
Man, I would have never expected it.
Yeah, who would have guessed?
Okay.
I just
All
thought
right.
it was from them eating like pangolins at the animal markets or whatever.
And bats and
But I guess
everything.
5G
Yeah.
does make more sense.
Wait, so it actually originated? Wasn't it from a dog, or where did it come from originally?
No, it was a
No,
it was a pangolin, I believe. They said that
Yes, so the general
the
idea
virus had
is that it came from one of those wet markets, they call them, the animal markets, where
Okay.
they bunch together a bunch of animals, apparently like chickens and ferrets, which is just the
Yeah.
worst idea I've heard to do if you
Got
want
it.
to
Okay.
just create viruses.
Someone's saying it came from a person eating a bat, which that sounds realistic. I heard pangolin.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
either way,
see,
Which are those little scaly things.
it sounds like we've gotten to the bottom of it. It's actually 5G. So
Yeah, it sounds like we don't even need to talk about these, eating weird animals. It was clearly 5G.
So wait, this is such an easy solution then. Everyone just swap back to 4G and we'll be good.
oh, you're right. Just turn it off.
What if
everyone
that
just-
actually did fix
We
it?
have the power.
Let's not
Corona
use
cases
5G.
just dropped to zero.
But people don't swap because the speeds are slightly faster.
I
Those
think
Spring Breakers
Then
are
I
all
won't
on
be able to
video.
stream at 4K.
I'm all right, Kaya, Jackson, Charlie. I'm putting together a team, and that team, we're gonna go and cut the 5G wires and save the world. That's what we're gonna do.
Ooh.
Heroes,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
who wants to be the hacker?
That's Jackson. That's definitely
All right,
Jackson.
Jackson. Who wants?
Why me? I don't want to be.
Who
the
wants to
hacker.
be the
I'll be
muscle? Who wants to be the muscle?
Yeah,
Oh, that's Kaya.
yeah, that's fine. I'll be the diplomat.
All
I'll be
right.
the one preaching the good word of why 5G needed to go.
No, we need
All
we
right,
need
cool.
the hacker. We need the guy who's like all acrobatic and he can crawl in those air
Yeah.
vents to circumvent the laser security system. And we need the handsome face like George Clooney to convince the casino to give us all their coronavirus.
Well, that's got to be Charlie.
Do you think you could do that,
Oh,
Bruce?
I mean, I could do it, but I was
Oh,
going to say
gonna
Charlie. Charlie's got to be the handsome man, right?
Oh, that's so sweet.
Then what will you do, Bruce? Which one are you? Are you the seductress, the hot woman?
I'm going to be the seductress. Yes, I'm going to be the
seducing security guards.
Put that man in a dress.
Yep, absolutely.
We need to save the world.
I'm pretty charming if I want to be. So, and we can save the world, guys. Oh, and no one will ever know we saved the world. No one will ever know.
We should all.
You are getting married, right? You are extremely charming.
Well, thank you, Jackson. I appreciate that.
The only one out of us to get married.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I'm not yet, but close.
So, do you
has
guys?
the coronavirus damaged that?
Has it what? Has it ended that too?
Has the wedding been cancelled? Was this insensitive?
Truthfully, no. But 5G has canceled it. So
Yeah.
that
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
There will be no 5G hotspots at the wedding venue.
5G's canceled it.
So do you guys think our little heist plan is airtight enough to where we could fly into China and try it, or would we end up in one of those concentration camps within minutes? What do you guys think?
I don't think we'd get very far cutting the 5G line. I don't even know what it would look like.
Well, hey, come on.
You're just cutting the electricity to the house.
It says 5G on the wire all the way down, so you'll never mistake it.
Yeah, we'll just go to we'll go to the dam and start like destroying everything.
Cut everything just in case.
Destroy the hydroelectric dam, powering the country.
Yeah, four terrorists were arrested in Wuhan the other day,
screaming about 5G.
We wouldn't even get famous. That's a sad part. They just hush us away into his concentration camp all silently. We wouldn't even get all that out.
Oh no, they wouldn't.
They would make fun of us so fucking hard. Are you kidding me? Fucking
that's
four
fair.
Americans trying to cut an invisible 5G
4
lead.
Americans?
Yeah, hang on a
Excuse me.
minute. You just
excuse me.
appropriated us.
We're an international team, thank you.
Yeah.
That was insensitive.
It's like the NATO group of 5G wire cutting.
Yeah, it's like Fast and Furious X. Just
Oh,
weird.
wow, yeah, wait, they haven't made Fast and Furious 10 yet. We should pitch Vin Diesel on this story.
Time for us.
They could
So,
outrun
Bruce, you
5G.
said you have a dope car, right? Let's all get in it, drive across the Chinese border, and cut stuff.
I mean, I don't know if you know, but the car won't drive across the ocean. So I'm not sure how we'll get
Well,
it
that's
over
on
there.
you. Maybe modify it.
Have you seen Fast and Furious? They use like nuclear submarines
That's a good
to
point.
get their cars
Jackson,
across
you're
the
right.
ocean.
That's a good point. That was a really good point.
We'll send your car to space and then airdrop it
I'll
down.
contact The Rock and Vin Diesel and see what they can do for me. Oh man,
This conspiracy's got some real legs, though. By the way, boys, like if you type in 5G, almost exclusively you're getting no, it doesn't cause coronavirus.
cutting out
these
or is
experts
Charlie?
That's what they want you to believe.
I think
no, you're cutting out.
cutting out because I heard him just fine. All right, I typed in 5G coronavirus. Why the coronavirus pandemic may fast forward. No, somebody said CNBC said why the coronavirus pandemic may fast forward 5G adoption.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
No, that's what they want. God,
We're going in
no.
the wrong direction.
no.
Guys, we gotta assemble our team like tomorrow. That's
Yeah.
we gotta get out there soon. And cut-
Jackson, can you release a press package? Can we hijack the TV networks?
I would, but the 5G's encrypted. I can't get on.
Oh wow, good job! You're already playing the role of a hacker.
Yeah, that was good role play.
That was really good.
Wait, I was the hacker?
Yeah.
Yeah, weren't you the hacker?
What the fuck did you think you were, the muscle?
I don't know. I could be the diplomat.
Could you?
I'll try to broker a deal between us and the 5G masters.
You're Jackson. Are you from the UK?
No, I'm from Australia. We've been over.
Oh yeah,
this.
that's right. wait, where's Kaya from? Then?
He's from Turkey, but living in Germany.
Turkey. Okay, so you're from Turkey but living in Germany. Charlie, you're from
Well,
Florida,
technically
living in
born
Florida.
in Germany.
Yep.
And then I'm from Los Angeles, living in Los Angeles. This team is really diverse. It's really diverse.
Thank you.
I know.
Technically,
Yeah, I really-
technically, actually, I'm a Swedish artist.
But you're in
Let's not
Germany
forget.
and you're from Turkey. How are you?
Yeah, but he's
With a
registered
Swedish
as a
passport.
Swedish artist.
Ah, okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Not sure how it's helpful in this current situation.
The headlines will be dope as shit, though.
I can make
Yeah.
ties to the Chinese government by selling them forgeries of famous art.
Ooh.
So you're like
we're getting some
you're
money.
like Pierce Brosnan in that art heist movie. I forget.
Sure,
you guys
maybe.
know what I'm talking about. It's
Nope.
okay. All right, never mind. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Bill is showing your age
Yeah,
there.
don't worry about that movie.
The Da Vinci Code?
Never mind.
I'll do that.
That's right. The Da Vinci Code. Yes, the Da Vinci Code. That's right.
The Corona Code. Let's do it.
Someone's got to before it's too fucking late, man.
I got a question for Charlie because this is a question I ask to a lot of people who stream on Twitch. Charlie, when do you think the golden age of Twitch, or is it over, or when do you think it will be over?
You mean in terms of like someone starting up a stream and like hitting the big time?
Yeah, and like sort of becoming the because like that's what everybody wants. Is they always like, I'm gonna go stream on Twitch, and then in 5 years time or whatever, 6 years time, they're ninja. Do you think that's because like people wanted to do that on YouTube for years, and now I don't know that people think they can do that on YouTube anymore.
I think now's the best time ever, really.
Yeah.
The more people on the
Yeah.
platform, the higher the chances are of you taking off. I mean, it always has and always will boil down to being lucky, A, that's the biggest thing, and B, putting in like a ton of hours.
That's right.
But you can absolutely put in a ton of hours and not get
Consistency.
lucky, but you need, some people will get lucky.
Now, I think now is the best time since everyone is getting into streaming anyway. Or by
Yeah.
getting into, I mean watching, kind of forced to be confined at
Well,
home.
yeah, definitely now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're all home, everybody's home, and I mean like that's one thing that I've noticed is that viewership's been way up. I don't know if you've noticed the same thing, Charlie, but just in the last week or so.
Yeah, I mean, and it's always been going up with the more people going on to streaming and shit. I mean, streaming is like integral to culture at the moment. Like anything you want, you can find a stream for. It doesn't have to be through Twitch. There's just streams for pretty much anything you want to see, whether it be movies, games, whatever. I mean, it's just huge and it's always growing. So if you're thinking about getting into like content creation or streaming, I mean, now is genuinely the best time. Same for YouTube. Like if you want to get into YouTube, it really is the best time. Yeah, it's like oversaturated in a lot of areas, but I think that's good for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's that's I don't know if that's a question that you receive because you've been doing it for how long now? 6 years, 7 years, a while.
Twitch streaming?
No, just in general, like creating content on the internet.
Oh shit, no. Try 14 years.
Has it been
Yeah,
14 years?
years.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
I am really old, man. That's
You
I
got
had
a
my
head start
first
on the
channel in
virus.
06.
you had your first channel on what? What would you say?
2006 I had my first channel.
Wow, dude, you were so ahead of the curve.
Charlie started with like the
OG.
Spanish flu like 100 years ago.
I've been in these
visionary.
trenches, baby.
That's just the question that I always receive is it's always like, oh, like if I want to do it, when should I start? How should I start? And I'm always like, well, you're behind already. Like you should start right now. Just get out there and start doing it.
If that's your goal, I think like Charlie said, a lot of it comes down to luck.
Anything on the internet
you've
comes
still
down
got
to
play
luck.
to the algorithm. So consistency is also key. If you want to make it big, you got to like keep doing it.
Shout out to
and
us.
Push through those days. Push through those days where you don't get many views or whatever.
You should never quit your job to pursue it either, by the way. There's
Never.
a lot of people that say, I quit my job so I could be a pro streamer and I'm starting up next week. That's the worst thing you can do.
Yep, never. I even didn't do that because I streamed on Twitch for about a year and a half before I actually left my job to do it. And that was one
That's
of those.
the way to do it.
Yeah, because I did it basically 5 days a week in the evenings after I came home from my normal job. And that was just one of those things that like, because I've seen that too, Charlie, and it always worries me. I'm like, no, don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Just like you're going to have to grind for probably, let's say 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years to ever get to a spot where all of a sudden you're like, oh, I actually have some income that's coming in from this.
Even then, you better be like ready to accept the fact that 3 years in, you might just not make it.
Yep, that's right. That is right. The same, by the way, the same applies for anything. When it comes to like entertainment or whatever else, like it's not only internet content, it's the same with television and movies, whatever. All the people that I know that eventually have made it or whatever, they've been in the industry for 15 years and they're like, they're assistants and they're emptying trash and like they meet the right person, they've written a script that they spent years on and then they give that script to somebody and then after 5 years of knowing that person, all of a sudden they're like, yeah, let's give this a shot. It's never like they walk into a coffee shop, meet Steven Spielberg, hand him a script, and then they made a movie. It is never that. So don't think it's
will
that.
be either.
No, it never will be. That's an interesting thing that a lot of people say in Hollywood. It's like, oh, like you just accidentally walked in somewhere and you met somebody, and now all of a sudden you're really famous. Like that. No, that shit doesn't. It's like very rare, so rare. So, but I don't know. It's all about grinding. It's all about the hard work.
That's why you have to hunt Steven Spielberg down.
There's no.
You have to take the initiative into your own hands.
You can't even fuck Harvey Weinstein anymore to get a role. Just
yeah, there used to be a speedrun route. You could just kind of fuck your way to the top.
You're right. And now you
can't do that anymore.
Well, I mean, you still can.
I don't know anyone. Do you have a connection or something?
I don't know anyone.
Jackson, are you offering for us to fuck you to get to the top?
Whoa,
No. That sounds like what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I'm not implying that Bruce fucked one of us to get on here, but.
Yeah, how'd you think you got here, Bruce?
I'm not at liberty to say. I can't talk about it. Yeah,
that's okay.
That's why you're blacklisted from the podcast world, Jackson. They see.
I enjoyed our night together.
Do you think there's somebody out there right now that's actually disappointed that they can't fuck their way to the top?
Fuck, I would be. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
There probably is.
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it as long as like it's both like consensual.
There's something very wrong with it. No, that's not how it should be.
Fucking your way to the top?
Yeah, that's
cam girls do it.
No, that's very different. They're not fucking for a job. Their job is fucking.
Yeah,
that's very different.
No, I don't mean like fuck as if your whole livelihood depends on it or something like that. I'm just
what do you mean?
Saying if the woman wants to take the initiative and fuck someone to get a connection with someone.
I mean, by the way, it doesn't have to be a woman. It can be anybody.
Well, yeah. All right. Let's say I go to a club, I see Steven Spielberg, and I take the initiative of getting in Steven Spielberg's pants so that maybe he likes me or remembers me.
Yeah, but that's not how. From what I understand, that's not how it worked with Weinstein. He was the, I guess he was the exception.
That's what I mean.
Where
he was the one targeting them, right?
Yeah, like he would. I guess he would invite people and force himself on them.
Yeah, but what Charlie said was important. He said it shouldn't work that way, and he's right. It shouldn't work that way. Because then they've skipped years and years of hard work.
Oh yeah, definitely.
to basically they've gotten past all that just because they had sex with someone. And I mean, I get what you're saying, Jackson, about being consensual. That's.
I wish I could fuck to the top.
I mean, yeah, that is a thing, but I don't know if that's really the. Actually, a lot of people are saying that shouldn't even be the case. Because then at that point it's like somebody might be using their power to have sex with you, and that's also terrible.
Oh yeah,
so, the guy's in jail now. That's what happened. It's. I think there's a big difference between a lot of the cases where it literally was just some woman coming out and saying, "Yeah, I gave him a blowjob, but his dick was limp, and the food was cold, so he raped me." That's a big difference between what Weinstein did, from what I gather, where he actually did just force women, held them down, and raped them, and just sexually assaulted them. So people, men like him, he should be in fucking jail.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, there are
that
definitely
being said,
differences.
I would fuck Joe Rogan to make it to the top of the podcasting game.
Exactly. That's what I mean. That's all I mean. Like, if it's consensual and like Joe Rogan doesn't have any part in that kind of power dynamic, it's just me taking the opportunity to fuck Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but what if he was like,
I just want to fuck Joe Rogan.
What if he was super sleazy with you, Jackson? He like, let's say he invites you
to.
Well, then
that would be the issue.
Right. So let's say he invites you to go hunting with him, and then in the middle of it, he takes off his, he puts down his rifle, he takes off his shirt, he's like, I really like Jackson. You have a future in podcasting. I can feel it as he's grabbing your ass. Mm-hmm. Would you like that?
No, obviously not.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Yeah, well, no. Unless I initiated it.
So you take off your shirt and put down your rifle.
Do I have a future in podcasting? Joe's like, what the fuck, man?
Do you think
I just wanted to shoot some deer?
I want to.
Do you think Harvey Weinstein's fucking his way to the top of the prison gangs at the moment?
No way. Harvey Weinstein will never come in contact with a fucking inmate. Never.
I think people are probably in prison. I'm sure people are just He's probably got to be put in a separate area because I'm sure he just
Oh,
get
yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah, the rich people area.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But
Is he still
I mean,
not
like
rich?
didn't he go bankrupt or something? I don't
Yeah, they
know.
froze his
Did he?
assets, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think they did.
really?
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, pretty sure they froze all his shit.
I mean, they should have.
But-
I'm glad they did. You guys,
Yeah.
this is my favorite. This is my favorite story about Harvey Weinstein. I don't know if you stop me if you've heard the story, but you've heard the story about Brad Pitt, right?
No.
Okay, so Brad Pitt back in, I think it was Angelina. No, it wasn't Angelina Jolie. It was it Angelina Jolie? He was married to somebody back in like the mid '90s, or dating someone back in the mid '90s who Harvey Weinstein made a pass at, and back then he basically like he walked into Harvey Weinstein's office, and the story is like grabbed him by the neck and slammed him against the wall and was like, "Don't ever touch her ever again." And it was just a story that people told because it was like, wow, I can't believe Brad Pitt like stood up for, his significant other against this huge Hollywood mogul. But then everybody just sort of obviously was lost to time. And now we should all look back at Brad Pitt and be like, he's a motherfucking hero. It was Gwyneth Paltrow. That's what it was. Thank you, Lowline. It was Gwyneth Paltrow. And like, it's pretty fucking awesome because it made me like Brad Pitt even more than I already did. Because he was way ahead of this, being like, because a lot of other people back then, the shit was normal in Hollywood, and everyone was kind of like, well, they'd all shrug and like throw their hands in the air.
Turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah, but he didn't, and it's pretty fucking awesome that he did. So, I don't know. Another reason to Jackson, maybe you can go fuck Brad Pitt or something. I don't know.
That would be wild if you pulled that
slammed
off.
into the wall by Brad Pitt. I try to come onto him, he just fucking beats me up like he beat Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, exactly,
Great.
exactly. It's awesome. It's a great story. So
Yeah, I've never heard that before. That is pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah, that is really
it's-
cool.
Well, all I'm saying here is, why did Brad Pitt do 2 Harvey Weinstein movies after Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie were attacked?
yeah, there is that. But
Contractual obligation.
But also it sounds like he basically like he was like, just don't do this again. And from what I guess from what's told, he didn't do that again. So
Yeah,
that's when he stopped.
well, no, he didn't do that to anyone. Brad Pitt.
yeah, he didn't
want
do
to
that
get those hands.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't do that to. Yeah, he didn't want to get Brad Pitt.
That was one of the initial questions he would ask. Do you know Brad Pitt?
Yeah, I know.
He's like,
If you molest my girlfriend one more time, man, this time I promise I will not take her money, okay?
I mean, I don't know. It's hey, he did it. He
maybe
did it back
maybe
when it
he
wasn't
did
in
the
style.
movies afterwards, and he just didn't do them well. Maybe he like sabotaged those 2
Yeah,
movies.
every movie
Then
he's
I'd
been in,
respect
he's
it.
done well in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think he has a
Brad Pitt.
single bad movie on his entire IMDb. In fact, I'm gonna look real quick.
I think you're probably right. I don't think
He only World War Z immediately off the top of my head, but other than that,
Hilarious.
But he was still the best part of that.
Oh yeah,
movie.
hilariously, I like that movie. So.
really?
I saw it once and it was fine. I wasn't like I didn't hate it, but yeah, I don't know. It's hey guys, come on, heroes are real and they're named Brad Pitt. So
Brad Pitt's like the
I
closest.
too look up to multi-millionaires.
I'm not looking up to him because he's a multi-millionaire. Come on, it's cool.
I like
that
the
he-
way he stands up for what's right.
Yeah, it's cool that he defended Gwyneth Paltrow, even when it wasn't cool to do so. You see what I'm saying?
I guess still, I'll never
But
forget.
no,
Go ahead.
No, Kaya,
No, I
I
was just
want to hear
gonna-
how
Yeah, Kaya,
skeptical you are.
Oh no, I mean, I am skeptical, of course, of all these Hollywood celebrities now coming out against this guy after years and years and years and years of sucking his cock and shielding him. So I am cynical about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, Kaya, you're totally right about that. I guess that's the story. Or I feel like that's what this story is that it wasn't after years. It was he did it then and there, which I thought was cool. So
Good for him.
I don't know, guys. Come on, never mind. Fucking don't idolize him. Idolize whoever you want. Kaya, who do you look up to?
That is a good question. Who do you look up to, Kaya?
yeah. Who do you look up to?
What do you mean, look up to? Do you mean like actors, or what kind of
Anybody.
stuff are you looking for?
Just
Anyone,
anyone.
yeah.
Who's your idol?
I don't have idols. There's people I like.
I don't
There
either.
are
Yeah,
show hosts
exactly.
that I like, that sort of stuff, if you're asking.
Yeah, who lives a life that like you're like, oh, you know what, this is a good dude, or woman, or anybody.
This is a good dude. Well, just at the top of my head, I can name you, I guess, two podcasts that I like. One is the Joko Willink podcast, the Jocko Pod, I think it's called, and the other one is The Portal with Eric Weinstein. Unrelated, before anyone asks.
He must have had a bit of a rocky couple months when that story hit.
So actually, Eric Weinstein does know he knows Epstein. It's a fascinating episode. He did a podcast episode on this recently. So The Portal is a really great podcast. It's one of those that makes you go, wow, this is how smart people actually sound. I'm a fucking monkey in comparison to listen to two smart people talk. So yeah, that's the sort of stuff I like, I suppose.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What does he do? That just because he's smart? Is that that's the thing that you look up to?
So the podcast is good. Eric Weinstein, I think he works for fucking Peter Thiel's company. Peter Thiel is the co-founder of PayPal, and he's the guy who...
Yes.
I don't know if you remember, he raped Gawker out of existence when they published Hulk Hogan's sex tape. He fucked him into the grave. That guy's... He works with them, basically.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So... He's an idol because he knows someone you like. Shouldn't you like the other guy?
No, it's not what I said. I mean, Peter Thiel, I'm sure is. I don't know how he is. I haven't really kept up with him, but
I think
Eric
Peter
Weinstein
Thiel's
is definitely a
actually
smart, interesting person.
I think there's a lot of actually Peter Thiel. I think has a lot of questionable stories surrounding him.
Probably, yeah.
But
did Brad Pitt bait him up too?
I mean, I hope so.
This looks like a questionable guy. I just looked him up. I've never seen him before. He looks questionable.
But no, it's interesting. I just like to hear because like it's not that I look up to Brad Pitt. It's more of just I thought it was an interesting thing that he did that was like way ahead of its time, basically.
I just
you
think
just find the best in everyone.
I try.
You do that with everyone.
I think the question, who do you look up to, is just so difficult because you shouldn't look up to anyone. But that sounds so cynical, even though it's not meant to be. You just shouldn't idolize anyone.
Oh,
you
no,
shouldn't
no.
hero worship anyone, right? So,
Kai, I completely agree. I guess it's more of like which qualities do you want to take from the lessons that you learn from other people is probably what it boils down to.
This is getting deep, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like those are things that I think about because, like, you're right. There isn't one person that I specifically idolize or whatever, and I never have. But it's more of just like stories you read or like I don't know if you guys just heard about Alex Trebek. He's had cancer for the last couple of years, and he's just like not only is he coming out and being like, hey, I'm fighting it and I'm doing my best and all this other stuff, but like he's just being really thankful and being really positive and being really optimistic, and those are just good lessons to take, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, agreed. I don't like when people accuse you of cherry picking when you do that sort of stuff. When you say, you know what, everybody has some good qualities, but you don't have to worship the person. Same thing with books or philosophies. You go, I like this aspect of this thing, but not the rest.
Yeah.
And then some people will call you a cherry picker. Well, why didn't you like the rest?
No, I think that's
a more healthy attitude.
I would agree. Yeah, I would totally agree. There aren't many things that I think are perfect because they're not. That's not a real thing.
So agree with
on the good parts.
That being Brad Pitt's good part is he threatened Weinstein. Good on you.
Yeah, and it sounds like he was able to protect Gwyneth Paltrow at that time. So that's good.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's like insane now.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened along that road.
I don't know if Harvey scarred her or what happens. She's just shoving eggs up her ass and selling essential oils.
Oh, Kaya, they're
not even that.
Yeah, they're not up her ass. They're not up her ass, my friend. There are other places.
What kind of Easter egg hunt is this? Where are we going?
Not the fun kind. She's like selling candles that smell like her vaginal yeast or something.
I still have that candle, baby. I can't recommend it enough.
Do you like it?
I did. Yes, I signed up for their newsletter when they first sold out, and the second the email came through, I happened to be on my phone, immediately snapped it up, and yeah, I've had it for a month.
Does it smell like Robert Downey Jr.?
It genuinely just smells like the world's laziest candle. It does not smell like a vagina. It doesn't smell anything like that.
Yeah, but how many vaginas have you smelled?
Enough to know what one would most likely smell like, especially on an insane woman.
I think most vaginas have like a different scent, right?
Yeah, but this smells like wax. It smells like
you
a
won't know
candle.
for sure until you go smell Gwyneth's vagina.
That's right.
You gotta-
I tried reaching out to her agent to do just that, to compare. I didn't get a response.
All right. We gotta
That's
end this
awesome.
one.
Oh, okay, all right.
Before we wrap,
let's
though,
wind
I'd
this
like your
down.
guys' opinion.
On what?
Do you think, like restaurants and takeout places, do you think the food and everything is safe, or is there a risk of contamination?
No, I
That's a
wouldn't
good
trust
que-
it.
I mean, there's always a
There's
risk.
always a risk.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I had heard that it can't be transmitted through food unless somebody is basically like coughing or sneezing into your food.
So
I
it'll be transmitted
I would
then.
assume that.
Yeah.
I would assume that if it's transmitted by like people grabbing doorknobs and stuff, like droplets on doorknobs and such, then it would definitely be transmitted through food.
Yeah. But
through,
like you're
pork.
telling
Yeah,
me
but
this
they-
thing can
they use
survive for
gloves.
hours on surfaces, but what it couldn't possibly survive on a chicken breast? Come on, I'd play it safe.
I think that's the I mean, but the sort of the catch there is like, well, what happens? Like, let's say you get food at the grocery store, but somebody may have sneezed into it and then packed